Yeah, from what you mentioned about the world, it's basically the same sort of vibe I got. I did tweak it a little bit. And there's somewhere in the rulebook I remember reading it, but it kind of talks about there's kind of this demon lord per se, and he kind of like grabbed a hold of the dimension and just kind of pulled it into his own dimension. So he's kind of corrupted this whole planet in itself. It's mostly nighttime for the most part, or really dreary and drab. Even when it is daylight, there's not very much happiness around, I guess you would say. You guys are going to start off in the city of Nesses, which is where most of the campaign will take place, as you guys try to basically rebuild the city and get rid of all the demons and the death and decay that's around there. Just to give you a heads up a little bit about me, I do 90% of my game on the fly. I have one little index card of notes. I've always done sandbox-style games, kind of like the Stars Without Numbers that I do as Corey. So having an actual one-shot with a beginning and end is going to be a little awkward for me the first few times, just to give you a heads up. I'm not used to having a defined beginning and end to a game.
Right.
But otherwise, anything you guys can come up with, I can handle. So have at it and do whatever you guys want to do. Like I said, for each session, Urane's kind of giving you guys a task that you would like you to look into, and then you guys can kind of pick from there what you want to do when I post those up. So that'll help me be able to, find that definitive beginning and end to the games. In some pinches where something just goes on too long and there has to be an end to it, then it'll probably I'll try to get everybody to come back for that second session to give an ending to it. Or, if everybody has a little while longer, we'll come up with something, but... let's see. I think I have everything.
If we can survive this.
yeah, guys, we can do this.
All right.
I'm going to tell you something. I've gamed for years, but been hardcore for the last 2 years. I've yet to have a character die in anything I've ever played yet. Ever.
Challenge.
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge.
I mean, that wasn't a challenge, buddy.
Challenge accepted.
It was just
I mean, there's always the one first time, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
First time for
Absolutely.
If I'm gunning for you this game, don't take it personal.
It's all good, bro. You know what I mean? I'm willing to die. I'm okay with it.
All right, so Autarch Urien, you guys know that he's actually a really good guy from everything you've met with him. He's been the Autarch now for 5 years, so it's up to you how long your character has been around him and stuff, but he genuinely is a good person. I'm not going to screw you over and, make him backstab you or nothing. He's a good guy that's trying to help out the world. And it's the same kind of way with all the main characters. You guys all have your quirks and your little corruption aspects in there, but for the most part, I expect everybody to have fairly good characters. The city of Nesses is basically just one huge city, like a massive, massive city. And it, basically a disease rolled through the city, wiped everybody out, and everything just kind of went to ruins. It's haunted by the dead, haunted by demons. Monsters have taken over all the dark parts. There are some rogue halfling tribes and groups that have made homes throughout the city. They're not the most likable folk, and they tend to stay to themselves for the most part. Let's see. So for this particular session, Autarch Urien has asked you guys to go check out the small little hamlet village called Rottenwood Creek. He's gotten a lot of rumors from this place that there's demonic possession going on, the people are acting kind of strange, and there's a blight that's kind of taken over the woods around it, and it's kind of spreading towards the city and towards, Autarch's main area of populace for the city. He kind of wants you guys to look into it, see what you can find out. If you can handle the situation, take care of it. Otherwise, report back to find out, so we can have something be done about this. So it's about 3 days travel from where you guys are in the city. You've been on the road for 3 days, mostly just rain, snow, really shitty weather. It's going to take place late fall, beginning of winter area. The days are short, what days you actually have here, and the nights are real long. You've been on the road for 3 days. As you come up over the vale, you can see the small hamlet of Rottenwood down below you. It looks like just a little shithole of a town. There's maybe 15, 20 buildings. The population has to be 100 if you're lucky. The entire area is surrounded by old dead trees, what used to be a forest. There's a little bit of foliage here and there. Tons of swamp area. It has a really strange, almost sulfuric sort of smell in the air. When you look down on the town, you can see right in the center of town where like there would be a marketplace. There's one huge gnarled-looking tree that kind of grows up out of the center of this town. It's much bigger than anything else around it. You can see a few people moving about down below. It looks like a pretty quiet, quaint sort of village, though. What would you like to do?
So we can't see anyone. Is it desolated?
You can see a few people moving about, but you're like a good mile or so out of town, kind of looking down on them, so they're just little specks in the distance.
All right.
Do we have a knowledge if they're hostile or do they just don't care?
Urian wasn't quite sure what to expect from them. Like you said, they have rumors of demonic possession and that these people are acting kind of strange. You definitely be on your guard. But, outside of that, he wasn't really sure how to take them. They haven't caused any problems to the outside villages or anybody else. They just stick to themselves. They're pretty seclusive.
Do you know if there's do we know if there's somebody in charge in this village? Do you know if they have a leader or?
Most of the towns do have mayors. He doesn't have a record of who was the mayor now. The oldest records that he has are good 15, 20 years ago. But it was a old lady that they called Mayor Grisbane.
Do we notice any threat around? Anything?
As in, you don't really see anything. I mean, the area's
It
pretty.
doesn't look like anything. Yeah, the area's. We just see these little halfling people and nothing that looks threatening.
Right. This town itself isn't halfling. They're mostly human. There's a few other odds and ends, but it's mostly a human village.
Almost human.
They do a lot in exporting fruits, mainly apples. You can see like a few little cornfields and other little orchard areas, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the first one to speak up in character. I'm gonna say, well, so far as I can see from my memory archives, I think we ought to enter this village and either seek the person who is in charge, or find a common place where we can gather up some rumors and see what's going on in this place. Because to me, it looks perfectly normal.
A little too.
Yes. That's what we always see when we start our travels, but it doesn't end like that. Anyway, so I kind of walk and say, "Hey, you there! Come over here." Even when I am so short in my height, like 4 feet, being a dwarf, I am like this commanding.
Who were you speaking to?
A random person.
On the road outside of town, or have we already reached town already?
I kind of walked closer to the town,
Okay.
so that I can make myself more. I mean, are you all people trying to hide? I am not making any kind of attempt to
Yeah.
hide at all.
Yeah, I follow the dwarf basically. And I kind of say, please try to be as discreet as possible. I don't know if we would like to be as direct.
Well, I'm not the most handsome or well-dressed person, so I'm used to people not having a good opinion about me. So I would rather not take the lead approaching new people.
I understand that feeling.
If he would like to just roll with what happens, but he's not going to talk to anybody.
Okay.
Usually.
Yeah, as you head on into the town and stuff, you're not really bothered by anybody. You see a few carts go by, but the people kind of go by. They stare at you a little bit when you talk to them or whatever. They just kind of like put their hands up and shake their heads like they don't want to say anything, and they continue their roll out of town. In the town itself, when you get there, you get that really odd smell of like sulfur, but it's mixed with almost like a rotting flesh sort of smell, or a rotting meat somewhere. You're right in the center of the town. You can see this huge tree growing up. There's quite a few people standing around that look like they're talking to each other. Otherwise, just down the road a little ways to your left, you can see like the sign hanging that looks like some sort of inn or tavern. You can hear people in there every now and then shouting.
No.
Well, I enter the town.
Yeah, I think that's the place we should go, guys.
All right.
What do we see?
You going into the tavern area? All
Yeah.
right.
At least me and the dwarf.
As you guys,
No, Star will definitely follow along very quietly.
Okay.
And,
We got two sneaky rogues just chilling in the back.
yeah, pretty much.
pretty much.
Kind of sneak in.
And as we are working like towards the tavern, I kind of look you over my shoulders and I'm like, you know, this is your job, right? I mean, I'm supposed to not talk here. And I continue, you know, moving straight ahead.
As you open up into this tavern-looking place, you can see, like, in the far back corner, there's a large man. He has a big, huge cleaver that he's just kind of slapped down onto the bar top, buried itself right into the wood. The smell and stench of flesh and rotting meat in this place is overwhelming. You can see behind him he has slabs of meat that are hanging off hooks. You can see that it's clearly a butcher shop in the back area. Up front, there's a old couple that are, like, wrapping up some meat to take home. There's another younger lady, maybe in her mid-20s, who's off to the side, like, mopping the floor, spilling up blood and stuff like that.
There is blood on the floor.
Yep, from the hanging meats. Looks like maybe a cow or a pig was butchered.
So I approach this butcher and I say, is this town run by somebody?
You know, he looks you over for a few moments. He kind of has a sort of angry sort of look in his eyes. He says, "Who's asking?"
It's me, Gurbin,
Says,
your dwarf mercenary for hire. And I add the for hire by looking at the sideways glance.
Yeah, he looks for a moment and he's like, "I didn't hire no dwarf."
I am not working for you. I'm asking you a question.
He says, "You're not from around here. I don't answer questions from dwarves anyway."
How insulting. And I kind of scratch my beard. So who do you answer to? A human?
He says, "I answer to myself."
Well, is this how you treat is this how this town treats a newcomer?
He says, "It's not my problem. I just do my job." He says, "If you're looking for somebody to talk to, you should go look for the mayor. He'll talk your head off."
That's what I was asking. You could have given me a quite big answer with that long nose of yours. Where is this mayor?
I peek around the side of Gorbane and I point to myself and I say, "Gash for hire too."
I kind of do a face palm.
Yeah, the butcher shakes it. He's like, "We don't need any works. I got all the work I need." And he kind of points over to the younger girl who's mopping up blood. She looks up, you know, just long enough to kind of offer a small, short smile, but, you know, hurries right back to her work of cleaning up the floors and the counters.
Looks like she has the civility of a human, which you do not have. So I kind of turn around and go towards this woman. Can I have some of your time, my lady?
She looks up. She's like, I have to work. I'm sorry." And she kind of like scurries off, trying to like get around you as best she can to try and like head out back.
Well, I just need the direction towards the mayor's house.
She says, 3 houses down on your left. Please, just you might want to leave."
I eye her and then I eye the butcher back. Is the butcher kind of observing us?
He looks like he's carving up some meat, but you can see him every now and then, you know, stare at you out of the corner of his eyes. He doesn't look aggressive. I mean, he's just angry guy, but he's not like actually physically aggressive or anything.
Okay. So then I turn back to our party and say, "What do you say, guys? We move for the mayor's house?"
I guess so. I believe we got the information we wanted.
Well, we need to find out if there's something for us to do here.
True.
Well, isn't that your job, little girl? Apparently, I am 31 years old.
What?
Isn't that
what?
your?
Why would it be my job?
Because you gather information, as I heard from our Lord Urian.
I guess it could be my job. I don't even know what my job is anymore. No, it's not my job. And she shies away and kind of.
Well, if we are going to investigate this town, we need to have someone who can look into matter.
Well, you seem to
And
be
I-
doing a very good job. You talk to everybody, and I turn around and walk away.
Well, well, I kind of snort, and then I said that, well, I'm not looking for, I'm not talking about forward conversations, shady information. It's your job, right? And I look back at the orc also, who is like twice my size. What do you say, my friend?
Well, you can see like that there's like there's a weird sound coming like from Marigo's chest, which would be like the equivalent of like a human person taking a deep breath. And he kind of, I mean, it's really difficult to like see like exactly like what is he's feeling, but you could definitely see that like this is like a breath of like dissatisfaction and something like, what am I doing here?
You hear like a loud slam behind you. When you look over your shoulders, you can see the butcher moving a piece of meat. He's like, "You guys gonna buy anything, or do I have to kick you out of here? I don't like people asking questions around here."
Well, we are not talking with you. We are talking with ourselves.
Says, "No, but you were in my shop."
Well, yes, sir, you have all the right to kick us out, but I do believe that I'm intelligent enough to find my way out of your shop. And I believe that me and my friends will do so right now. Thank you for your time, kind sir. And I kind of head over the door and I kind of nod to my friends, like, let's get the hell out of here.
That's why I hate all humans.
You can see him like dig his cleaver out of the counter and stuff. He looks like he's kind of walking around towards you. He's not acting aggressive, but he's clearly trying to push you guys out of here.
Yeah, Star
we-
walks rather quickly towards the front door and just ducks out.
Well, I kind of eye that butcher back again, and then I kind of walk out also.
And I look over his shoulder and I say, "Gash leave now too."
As you guys are headed out, the two older couple that were in there, like packing their meat away and stuff, getting stuff ready to go, kind of like hurry out in front of you. You can see them like hurrying down the street. Every now and then they're looking over their shoulder back at you before they disappear into a little side house. There's still a couple people out by the big, huge, gnarled tree in the center of the town, too. They're just talking. They don't seem like they've noticed you or paid any attention to you yet.
Okay, so where is this house? I mean, she gave us the direction, right?
Yep. 3 houses down on your left. You can see it looks pretty much like any other one of the houses. I mean, there's nothing to show that it's actually the mayor's house, but there is a house there.
So what do you say? Should we enter this house?
Well, I think the civilized and the courteous thing to do is to knock the door, assuming that there is a door.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think we should just enter the home.
Yes, I think that's quite obvious. So is there a door to knock?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's just a typical front door. You can see that they have everything's like an old log cabin-y sort of houses. They have some stone reinforcement around the bases. The doors just like an old wooden plank.
All right.
Oh.
So
Is there any windows to see through?
Yeah, there's several windows. They're all kind of closed up with like shades that has like little prints of turtles and flowers and birds on them.
So I kind of knock on the door with some huge sound like bang, 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 something like that.
I kind of like tap my dwarven friend here with my staff and I say, knock more politely. He might be doing other stuff. You don't know.
This is the most politest way we knock on stone doors.
But this is not a dwarven place. People in above the ground tend to be more civilized. And I kind of do, this thing where I'm kind of like...
But you are saying that my ancestors are not civilized?
No, your ancestors
Oh, no.
apparently are way too civilized.
While you guys are arguing in front of the
Yeah.
door, I move to the side a little bit and back away.
Yeah, I follow my very large orc friend and almost cast in a shadow. So yep, I don't want to hear what's going to happen when this dwarf
Oh,
erupts.
by the way, I'm tall, but I'm thin.
Okay.
Tall.
That's awkward looking for an orc.
Yeah. It's not going to win any beauty contest.
So you two are, arguing at it for a few moments. The door kind of opens up. You see a smaller woman. She looks probably like in her mid-70s human. She stares at you for a few moments and, before finally speaking up, can I help you?
Yes, we are looking for Mayor Grisbane, I believe so.
She says, well, he's not feeling well today, but you can leave a message for him if you would like. It's my husband, you understand, and he's been bedridden for a few days now.
Okay, so I kind of take a more formal, posture, and I kind of try to speak with the possessed pronunciation that I can, and I'm like, we are envoys from Lord Urian. Urian? Yes.
Yep.
We come from the city of Nesses, and we are currently investigating some rumors that we found about blight. That we heard about blight.
And she says, well, the force has been, spreading quite a blight for a long time, but I don't know what Lord Urian would have to do with that.
Long Urian is fearful for the longevity of his people and generally our people. He sent us to investigate and see if there is, and if our skills can be put to good use.
She says, well, you have to understand, our people are hard at work on this right now. I can leave a message for my husband if you would like, or maybe stop back in a couple of days. He says, you really can't offer anything right now.
Well, if it's a matter of sickness that's troubling him, then I can definitely help. You see, I'm a well-suited doctor. I used to deal with all sorts of illnesses and diseases, and I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to the anatomy of the human body. You see, and I work for free.
Nice. How do you pronounce your name? Erigo?
Yes, it's Erigo.
Erigo.
Erigo. It's you put the tone in the E.
What does it look like? Do you have like a human look, or is it more machine, or?
Yes. Well, the way that I'm looking at it is I'm around 1 meter and 1.8 meters tall.
Okay.
I am human-like. I am my structure is purely anthropomorphic.
Okay.
So I normally wear a cloak, and I kind of wrap my limbs around bandages, because you will have heard me getting a little bit I'm disturbed when I work around dust and stuff, because I don't want my gears to be dusted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have problem though getting out when the weather is extreme.
Okay.
But I am kind of I like to take care of myself. So you cannot see most of my internal structure, because as I have told you, I have bandaged it.
Okay.
The only thing that is most noticeable is my face, which is basically a bronze mask with 3 arrow slits, 2 for my eyes and 1 for my face.
Okay.
So I guess it would be kind of difficult. If somebody would look me from afar, he might think I'm a human person.
Okay.
But if you come, very close, you might actually see, and if you kind of stay near me, you can actually hear, the cogs and the clocks and, the cables going in and on and off. And
okay.
You can definitely understand that there's something fishy about him.
Okay. Why don't you give me a will check then with 1 boon? See if you can.
Okay, so I'm back. What did I miss?
So a will check with 1 boon is I add 1d6 or I subtract?
It'll be a subtract. If you can just hit that on your character sheet there, just hit the will, the little die next to the will.
Okay.
It'll pop up and ask you Bane's boons, and just put 1 for Bane. Sorry.
Okay.
So what happened?
I will check, right? Okay.
Okay.
So I will, and number of boons is 0, right?
Boons is 0 and Bane's is 1.
Okay.
Success.
So what's
All
my
right.
total?
Gerbane, basically he just, talked to the woman saying that he might be able to help out with her husband's sickness. And then he just described his character for me a little bit, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So 12. So, she seems
The
really...
mayor, so the mayor is a female person.
You're not sure yet. The lady that you're talking to, she's talking about her husband, which is assumed to be the mayor, not her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'd like to roll a perception check to tell if she's being truthful or not.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah. Just do a straight up perception, no banes or boons.
Can I jump in on that as well?
You two are off to the side. If one of you wants to roll with one boon, since the other one's kind of aiding or talking. So.
Yeah, I'll roll with the boon.
Okay.
I don't have any problem with that.
Like this big. Like that. You probably eat at least more than half
Ooh,
of it.
terrific
I do
failure.
have
So yeah, as you two kind of talk to the side and kind of look this woman over, it's really hard to get a hold on her. She's very elderly, seems very nice and quiet, timid, but there's something still. This whole town's a little off, so it's really hard to try and place your bets on this one.
Do I notice anything fishy about her?
Not really specifically. I mean, you can roll perception if you want, but I mean.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna meta like this, so...
No, that's fine.
I'll look over and I'll offer to help with the assist Irigo.
Well, I'm just standing over there with crossed hands over my chest.
So how does she respond to my answer, that I am a doctor and I could help her husband if she is ill?
She says, well... She's very confused for a moment, and she's like, says, what experience do you have? I can see you're not fully human. She says, so how do you know so much about the human body? I assume you must have worked at Lord Urian's office for some time, perhaps?
Well, actually, I'm a doctor and engineer of great renown back in the city of Nessus, and I kind of posture myself a little bit up. Well, my master and my creator, he was a scientist of great renown. He was an explorer of the cosmos, you see. So I had the best to teach me, and I inherited all his knowledge.
He says, okay, well, please come in. Perhaps you can take a look at him, and if nothing else, be able to tell me what's wrong with him.
Thank you.
So yeah, she leads in. She says, will your friends be accompanying you, or should they wait outside? I assume you're helpers?
Not exactly. That wouldn't be the title that I would address to them, but I believe that after all the road that we have covered, they would definitely appreciate it if they could at least sit down somewhere comfy and relax for a while.
She says, all right, I'll put a kettle of tea on for you folks while you go and see my husband.
Yes.
So yeah, you go in the house. It's a pretty small, quaint little house. Looks like a typical little cottage. The walls are decorated with like little paintings of apples and strawberries and different fruits. You can see that's a very elderly woman sort of decor around here. There's china cabinet with all sorts of fine china inside of it. There's a large sofa. Looks really plush. Maybe some sort of deer hide of some sort is covering it. She offers you all a seat. She hurries over and puts a kettle on the stove to start boiling and gives you all little teacups to set aside. She's like, please, I'll bring out some food when I have a chance. You have to understand we don't have very much this time of year, but, I'll try my best to make you hospitable. And, if you would like to come with me, sir. And she stops. She's like, what
Yes.
should I call you?
It's Erigo Metalis.
She says, okay, Erigo. Yes, come. I'll show you my husband.
Yes.
And I Gash.
She kind of
Yes,
stares over at Gash, and she just kind of waves, and hurries behind Erigo. She shows Erigo. She shows you to this room. When she opens the door, the smell of death is pretty potent in here. You can see whoever's in here clearly is very sick. You see a very old man on the bed. He's kind of hunched over right now, coughing into a rag. Real frail, pale looking, has like long, stringy white hair. If you were to guess, I mean, he's human, but he's probably in his 80s at least, if not older. She kind of motions for you to go ahead and enter, and then she hurries over and grabs a small plate of cookies to sets out for in front of Gash and Gerbane. She says, "Please, help yourself. I'll be right back momentarily."
I will grab a handful of cookies and just shove it inside my mouth, with bits of cookie dust covered all over my beard.
Nice. Yeah, these things are pretty delicious. They're just typical, like, shortbread sort of cookies or something. Have a little bit of a vanilla taste. You can see little apple flecks inside of them. They're pretty good stuff. She's clearly a professional baker.
I kind of look at her and say, that, yeah, she is. You are some fine human with some good cooking skills. My ancestor will bless you.
She says, "I've had many years of practice, Sir Dwarf." She says, "Please help yourself." So yeah, she kind of follows in behind Erigo. She says, she kind of goes over to the older gentleman, puts her hand on his shoulder, and speaks to him quietly for a moment. And then she motions over to you. She says, "Please, would you like to take a look at him?"
Yes, I will. So I kind of leave my stuff, near the door. And, well, personally, as Michael, I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't know what Erigo would start looking for, to see for symptoms, to see, to check his breathing, his pulse, whereas, his breathing or his pulse, it's is it, in a normal state?
No, you can see he definitely has a weaker pulse. You can see where he sets a rag that he was coughing into on the table, and there's blood in it, obviously, some green phlegm. He looks up. You can see his eyes are sunken really deep. He's definitely sick.
So is he comatose? Is he comatose? Is he able to figure out his surroundings?
Oh yeah, he seems to be mentally there, and he's up. Well, he's not up moving around, but he's sitting up in bed.
So the first thing that kind of doctors do in real life, and I guess this is what Erigo would do, is that I would say, "Hello, dear sir. My name is Erigo Metalis. Would you be so kind enough as to please tell me who you are? To please tell me your name?"
He has a very weak voice when he talks, but he says, My name is Boris Grisbane." Says, "I haven't seen you here before. Are you new to my town?"
I am very new to your town. And honestly, I just arrived, me and my crew, and we are an envoy from the city of Nesses. We are messengers. We work for the author, to be more precise, Urian.
When you see his name, you see his eyes kind of, a little bit of a spark of life kind of in the back of his eyes. He says, Urian sent you." He says, that is wonderful." He says, "Please, I don't want to get you sick if that's even possible." He says, "I can see you're not fully human, but
I'm not entirely human, sir. Says, I cannot get sick."
Says, "We've been hoping somebody would come for the decades now." Says, "Nobody has been to our village in years." Says, what brings you here?"
We've heard rumors of a blight that is spreading, and Lord Urian was fearful for the longevity of his town.
Says, we have the blight under control. I have my men in the forest working on it. Fine druids of renown, if you would say. The city was built on these orchards and these apples and farming. I have very fine druids at my disposal. We'll have it under control, so you can let Urian know that it's all handled."
I'm really surprised and I'm really puzzled by your words, Lord Grisbane. But you seem to be lacking in people that have skills of a greater demeanor. I see that the hygiene in your town is not the best, and I can definitely see this from my profession as a doctor.
He says, "Well, the fine folk here in the town are simple folk, but our better skilled men are out in the forest working on it. They'll probably be in by the evening. You could meet with them, see what they have to say about the matter."
So would you care to explain me the manner of your illness? Because although I was about to conduct my own research and see whether I can help you or not, I would be very, very grateful if you could provide me any sort of information. Like, do you know the source of your infection?
He shrugs and says, it's just old age. 87 years old. Life tends to go this way.
Would I indeed would I indeed be able to check? So no. Basically, so I tell him, would you mind if I just did a small check to see whether there's something, if it's something more serious? I can give you like a diagnostic just for free.
He says, yeah, I'll help you if you need to, if you feel obligated to, he says, but honestly, it's, I'm just fine. I'm just an old man. But he consents if you really want to look him over or do anything. He doesn't fight you or nothing.
Can I roll a perception check on that?
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna hop out. What are you three doing out in the little diner area? You can see clearly from where you're at, kind of like down the hall and into this room. You're only like 15 feet away, give or take.
Oh, I thought I was in there with them.
Oh, were you gonna follow him in?
Yeah.
I'm not following anyone in. I'm just walking over.
He's too busy eating cookies.
Yeah, I'm filling my face with cookies. I've never tasted anything this good in my life. And that's not a word because she hasn't stopped eating yet. And I am in real life as well.
So yeah, Gash, if you're kind of following him in, you'd be, right behind him if you want to do anything or say anything.
Yeah, I'm a little weary if he's being truthful or not, especially with him being sick and they start to get afraid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't like to meta, but I kind of think that something is fishy. Yeah. But my character would like to examine him to see.
All right. Go ahead and roll a perception.
All right.
He's offering up, so you can even give yourself one bane. Or one boon. He's, helping out in any way he can.
Okay. Damn it. There we go.
All right, so, you can look him over. He looks like he's pretty much just an old man. You don't see any kind of wounds, or you don't really detect any sort of infections. His breathing is pretty shallow. It sounds pretty hoarse, like he had a really bad cold at one point, or asthma maybe, pneumonia. But otherwise, he just seems like he's really old. Let's see, what did Gash get? A failure. Oh, Gash, yeah, you kind of look around. You notice that the room's decorated with the same kind of decor out in the main area. There's strawberries and apples on the wall. It's pretty much all you notice about the room, though.
Okay, so let's say my observation or my diagnostics, the only thing that they provide me is that these are symptoms of old age, right?
Seems to be, yeah. You don't really detect any sort of disease. He doesn't have any open wounds. Just a simple cold could really wear him down at this point, so.
Okay.
There's no obvious diseases.
So I kind of back off and I say, well, sir, I guess time does have its toll. There's nothing I can do here.
He says, if you want to head back and let Lord Urian know that, I appreciate his help. He says, we have the blight under control. We could use some money here in the town to help the people if you would like to send money. Says, and we're trying to get this town going again, maybe some people to help build those houses, get the population back up.
All right, so I'm gonna play here, guys, my second card. I don't say this in game, I kind of say this to my group. Well, you see, I did give to Lord Urian I did give him my word that I would help these villas out, and you see, my word is my bond. So I tell him that, well, aside from being an extravagant doctor, I say I am also an engineer of some great renown. So I do assume that you have worked for an engineer, yes?
He says, this whole town is in ruins. He says, you can take a look around. Perhaps you can get a supply list of what we would need to get things going again. He says, I don't have any skilled builders anymore. They've all died off, and the trade's pretty much disappeared around here.
Would I have any information about the blight? Common knowledge?
outside of what he told you, pretty much it's just kind of like eating away the forest. The forest, this town is almost on the cliffside, and the forest kind of goes over the cliff and down the side of the cliffside and the hills. It's kind of a swampier area, but it's just like pockets of trees that are just, all the foliage just falling off. They turn into like this grayish black sort of color and die away. Eventually the roots just rot away in the ground. And there's just large patches of this forest around this town that are all rotted away. Beyond that, not a whole lot of research. Lord Urian doesn't know of any research anyway that's been done on the blight. It's kind of why he wanted you guys to see what information you could find about it.
Can I ask him how long the blight's been affecting his lands?
He says, well, it's been here since I was just a kid, so a good 70 years or more. It started small, started with a tree in the center of town, spread out from there. He says, we had it under control for quite a few generations, and then, it seems like it's coming back full force now. But we conquered it once. We'll do so again.
Is that the same tree?
The one right in the center of town, yeah.
And just about that time, Star comes around a corner, cookie crumbs all over her, and goes, I don't know a lot about any of this town stuff or any of this, but if you're so old and bedridden like this, who's really running the town?
He says, well, my wife helps out when she can. It's just us two elderly folk here. There's a lot of other older folk in the town. The young generation, isn't around anymore. Which, when he says that, he kind of like stops and clams up and he's like, well, we don't have very many children per se. When you guys came into town, you noticed that there were no children outside playing. And even in town now, there hasn't been any children around as well.
So
what
are you
happens to
saying
children?
that, are you saying that there is no children at all?
He says, well, we haven't had a child for quite a long time. But I hear old Sarah, she's pregnant, so we're hoping that she has a child.
He's talking about his wife, right?
Not his wife, just another girl in town named Sarah.
So, okay, but sir, why is there no children?
He says,
There doesn't make any sense to be none. I mean, nobody has sex in this town, and I kind of giggle to myself.
He says, I don't peek in windows, but, there ain't much romance around here. The depression and the morals low. He says, we have all we can do to get the food on the tables. Procreation isn't a top priority.
And for one reason, I was thinking about asking you, Master Grisman, that why is everyone so hostile in this town? I mean, they should know a simple behavior about welcoming newcomers.
He says, well, we don't get much visitation around here. You folks coming into town asking questions, it's just put people on edge a little bit. He says, don't take it personal.
So, is the reason why the low childbirth, is it purely a spiritual thing, or there are health issues?
He says, well, I don't really know. And he kind of like shies away and he's like, I think I need to get some rest. Would you like to meet with the Druids this evening?
Yes, that would be actually my next question.
He says, very well. He says, my wife will hook you up with dinner. She said she makes a mean chili. He says, please help yourselves. I'll get some rest and, we'll talk this evening.
Thank you for your time, Lord Grismain.
He kind of lays down and turns away from you, kind of rolling over, covers himself up and stuff. When he turned back, you can see his wife over on the side. She just kind of holds the door open for you to let you go back out into the main area.
Yeah, and as I move out, I grab my stuff.
I don't like this conversation at all. We should talk with the woodcutters. They say that it started with the blight of the forest, right?
Yeah, we should definitely speak with the Druids.
I would like to go check out that tree.
And also still very hungry. I'm just very interested in having this chili.
So you see
I
the
assume we've been on meager rations the whole time here, 3 days.
apparently Star's been eating them all on you.
Sorry, I've been
I, I
around
kind
for a
of,
long
I, I
time.
kind of, I kind of look at the little girl who is kind of munching on, and say, "You there, girl? Why don't you look after? I mean, why don't you go and talk with that pregnant woman? Try to find out if she is also sick. Can you do that?"
Well, yeah, I could go do that.
Good.
As I take another cookie for the road, and I go, okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Oh wait, ma'am, do you know who this lady is? I think she said Sarah or somebody.
She nods. Oh yes, she says. Young Sarah. She works down at the butcher shop. She works for the butcher. She's probably there now.
And
I
my
turn
mouth
around.
opens a little bit, and I go, I think we met Sarah.
I double take out and I said, "Did you say butcher shop?"
She says, yes,
Oh,
old Boris down there, he's a good man. Makes a heck of a lamb chop. Says, I even got the meat from him for the chili tonight, you will see. Amazing butcher.
And that was the particular human who kind of insulted us. Are you saying that he's a good man?
Well, he's on edge a little bit. Yeah, see, Sarah's his daughter, and her being pregnant and all. I'm not quite sure who the father is. He said he's just, you gotta understand, he has a chip on his shoulder. He's really actually a good man. Says he just comes off a bit rough.
How old is that girl?
Says, oh, Sarah, she's got to be maybe 22, 23 now.
Oh, she just looks so young.
And she has no husband?
Says,
No known husband?
says, no, not that I know of. Just her and her father live in the house down the street. She said, we see them every day working the shop. And one day she was pregnant. There's not very many young men around town, but if I was to guess, it'd be old Henry. Or young Henry.
What? Who is this Henry?
Says,
Another human?
Says, oh yeah, he's human, but he's he works for the Druids out in the forest. They've been working on helping the trees and stuff. He'll probably be by this evening. Charming young man. If I was
Charming.
If I was 60 years younger.
okay.
You humans have no respect. You humans are so uncivilized. And anyways, I stroked my beard again, and I said that, oh, so why is he not in the town?
Says, well, he has a place out in the woods, a small cabin. He comes into town at least a couple times a week, and he helps the Druids. His family were good forest people. He likes to work on the trees and just kind of stay out there alone. Good young man, though. Always helpful when he comes into town.
I turn around to my clockwork friend, and I say, "Ergo, my friend, why don't we pay him a visit? He has a
Yes.
duty for his consort."
That he does. I will escort you.
And you, young lady, you go and talk with her.
So are we gonna split? Is Gas and Star gonna Gas and Crocs or Gas and Star? So so Gas and Star are gonna go and talk to the young lady, and we two are gonna go to talk to that guy, right?
I think Gash would speak up saying that we don't know that he's actually the father. We
Well,
probably
we are
shouldn't
going
just go barging his door down. We don't even. This is the first we've heard of him. Maybe we
Okay,
should check with Sarah first.
you want?
I'll tell you what, guys. Why don't I do this? Maybe I
Yes.
can,
Yeah, that is right.
maybe
Because
have a little softer moment with two girls talking. I think maybe that might work.
I kind of bring out
We
my
don't
club.
have to bash in everything.
I kind of bring out my club, which is bloody at the tip, and it's the only weapon I have. So I kind of rub over it and I say, I can't promise you that the next time conversation with that butcher would be much civilized.
Well, then I think maybe we should then inspect the tree and let Star handle this.
Yes, I think that girl can do that. Can't you, girl? What was your name again?
I do have a name. It's certainly not girl. And your name is man, apparently. So we're gonna stick with that.
Oh, did I insult you, girl? Sorry. I kind of start twirling my beard. I am so sorry. What was your name again? It's very insulting to my ancestor to not remember your name.
Yes. My name is Star. Thank you. I'll be gone now. And she just walks away and kind of gruffs off. You know what I mean? Gives a little like hand thing as she walks away. You know what I mean? And you know, scurries along and goes back towards that butcher shop. Are they still open?
Yep. Let's see. You're going to the butcher shop. What are the other three doing?
I'm gonna
yeah.
follow Star, but wait outside the shop.
Okay.
And me and Ergo will go for the Druids, I think.
Yeah.
All right. When you head outside the town, you can see that the one path kind of leads into the forest. Quite a ways. There's a old man that's kind of like sitting on a bucket next to the path. As you kind of head in that direction, he kind of stands up and he says, "You can't go into the forest right now. The Druids ain't back. Perhaps you can, take a rest until they get here."
What's the problem in talking with the Druids?
Says, "Oh, nothing. You can. But if you go in the woods, do you know how to find them? Do you know where to go in these woods?" He says, "I could show you around, but I'm not going in the woods. Otherwise, you'll get
Why
lost
not?
in the old rotten woods." He
Why
says,
not?
"And I'm not going to go in there and
What's
try to save
stopping-
you."
What's stopping you from going now?
Says, "Just because I don't want to."
I kind of take one step forward from this man. Did you say that you do not want to?
Says, "That's right." Says, "I'm going to sit right here and eat my strawberries. And I'm just giving you a warning, man. You just don't want to go into those woods. You won't get, people go in there that don't know where they're going. They get lost, and then we have to go save them." He says, "And I'm not saving you."
I am going to make a kind of social conflict
Okay.
to try to intimidate this person.
Go ahead and do
What do I roll again?
use will.
Okay.
Give yourself one bane, though.
What do I say? I have a pirate profession,
Okay.
so I can kind of make myself more intimidated and more like make myself look more menacing. So can I get a bane and cancel that boon out?
Sounds good to me. For certainly.
Okay, so it's a will, right?
Yep.
Will roll coming right up. Let's see what happens. Oh no.
So yeah, when you puff up your chest and kind of put on intimidation, he puts his hand up. He's like, "Look, man," he says, "I know if you want to go in the woods, then you can go in the woods." And he kind of steps back, but he's like, "But you're gonna get lost. You not know where you're going. You're gonna end up dying in the woods. But hey, if that's what you want to do," and he kind of takes a sit back down and takes a bite of one of his strawberries.
I kind of turn around and come towards my clockwork friend and I say, "You know what? I want to beat the head of this man."
I told you, dwarves, you're not very civilized. I think we should wait.
Yeah, there you go, again insulting my ancestors. Anyway, since I cannot just intimidate this loud over here, I won't complain. You have any better ideas?
Well, the tree was in the center of the city, right?
Yeah, it's maybe like 20, 30 yards over from where you're at.
I will go and inspect the tree.
All right. Gerbane.
But I am the only person who wants to go to the woods. Well, you know what? I will definitely go to the woods.
I kind of raise my hand and I'm like, Gerbane, that I don't believe that's a very wise decision.
I can cut my beers and keep a beer trail. You don't have any beers, you don't know the utility of it.
Well, yes, I do not have a beard, that's true, but if there are rumors of danger, they exist for a specific reason.
Yes, but no no horrors that's going to stop me from finding out this lousy human.
Yes, but that's true. But I do believe that if we wait and we go all together, our chances of success will increase exponentially. And I
Don't
like
you-
tone
don't you see?
exponentially.
Don't you see that from the morn we arrived over here, we have been completely and continuously thwarted by some ways, whether it's meat, whether it's your creepy diagnostics with your metallic hands or whatever. We are just stopped from gathering this truth. I'm promising my beard over this. I trust my beard more than your metallic whispers.
Well, I don't think that your beard can comprehend my intelligence, though.
Whatever. You do not have that, so you do not know.
Well, I kind of have like I'm kind of like ready to say something really insulting, and I'm like, but I'm also trying. Like, you can definitely see that some cogs like are standing going, as he's trying to like overthink this. Well, my dwarven friend, you could go there, but what kind of armor are you wearing?
And that's the moment he realizes that he doesn't have any armor. Well, I don't have any armor.
If you wait, and if we can get ourselves around here in this town, maybe we can fetch you some armor and some, like, you know that if you are like walking into a forest, you might actually be walking into a battle, right?
Is there any stone in front of me?
Stone? Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some
like a
larger
pebble.
rocks and stuff, yeah.
I'm gonna use my strength to kick it out. All right, you win, metallic one.
You know, it would be very, very insulting to your ancestors if you walk into battle with this sort of garments. You need some proper dwarven garments in order to walk forwards to battle. And I kind of nod my head.
I scratch my beard and I say, okay, so what do you want?
These are, and I continue and I say, these are not, garments worthy of your posture and your skills in arms. We should definitely search for proper equipment before we venture into this very dangerous path, my friend.
Okay, all right. So it's the tree you want, right? All right, let's go to that damn tree of yours.
Yes, exactly. So we go to the tree.
All right. So the whole time, the other NPC guy is kind of sitting over there, sitting on his buggy. He's just been eating the strawberries every now and then. He like nods at Arago and nods, as if you have a very a very truthful argument. Star and Gash, you guys, head down to the butcher shop. When you get to the door and you look in there, you can see the younger girl's over. She's wiping down the countertop with a rag that's all dirty and nasty now. There's no sight of the butcher, but you can hear the hammering and the smacking of meat and stuff out in the back room.
Okay. I very politely and in my shy manner, walk up to her and I go, "Are you Sarah?"
She you can clearly startle her. She kind of jumps up and spins around. The rag kind of hits the floor with a sickening plop on beside your feet. She says, "Yeah, yes." She says, "But you can't be here.
No.
My father's very upset."
No, I understand. Is it possible for us to maybe meet after you're done working today?
She says, "But I have to go home with my father and make him dinner."
Well, there must be a point in which he wouldn't be so over your time period. We would just really like to talk with you, about the fact that we've heard that you're with child. Is that correct?
She says, and she kind of like puts her hand on her stomach. You can see she's kind of startled. She's like, "Well, I think so."
Okay.
She says,
Yeah, we would very much like to maybe speak with you about that a bit.
she says, "Are you a doctor?"
If you could find some time, that'd be great. We do have a person with us that is, medically inclined, but not me.
She takes like a deep breath when you say that. And she says, "Thank the heavens." She said, the the maiden that was in this town passed away a couple years ago, and we haven't had anybody with child. She says, and I'm scared.
No, I can understand. Why don't you do this? We will be, at the, I'm assuming, tavern. After you're done with your father, it wouldn't be too out of order for you to, go out for a bit, would it?
She says, well, perhaps when he goes to bed, I can meet you by the old standing tree.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
She says,
And I, very, very caringly kind of reach out to her, touch her shoulder.
she says,
Yes, I think that sounds like a great plan.
She says, how about midnight? She says, he'll be fast asleep by then. Will you bring your doctor friend? And she kind of looks over your shoulder and she sees Gash in the back. She says, he's not the doctor, is he?
No, not at all. Yeah, you met the doctor today. You'll see him. And I look at Gash and I go, I think we got what we needed. We can meet her at midnight. Come on, we'll go find the guys.
Yeah, as you guys are headed back out, you can hear like the butcher in the back yell out and ask who she's talking to, and she just kind of hurries up and gets back to work. And she says, "Nothing, Daddy," and gets back to work on her cleaning up and picking everything up. Looks like they're getting ready to close up for the day. She does look back over her shoulder, as you're leaving out. There is a little bit of a smile on her face as you leave, though.
And I give her a little wry smile back and a little, just a little wave over her shoulder.
And I give her a wave and a smile too.
As you guys head out, you can see Erigo and Gerbane in the distance, kind of like arguing next to this tree. A little guy standing next to him, sitting on a bucket eating strawberries, watching them. Erigo, do you have any feeling? Can you feel things?
No, I cannot feel things.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand heat. I can understand smell. I can see. And that's as far as my
Senses go.
Sensors,
Okay.
go.
So Gerbane is, this metallic man is speaking to you and stuff, and you kind of give in and you start to walk up towards him. You can see rolling down one of his arms and on his shoulder and stuff. There's a red crimsony sort of liquid. When you look up, it seems to be dripping from the tree overhead.
Okay, so who's this man? A random person?
Oh, he's just the guy that you were arguing with that's eating the strawberries over to the side.
Oh,
Big beard argument.
Yeah, that wouldn't let you go into the forest or try to stop you.
so he has this bucket of this red juice.
No, he's just sitting on a bucket eating strawberries. But Erigo, who's standing under the tree, there's something dripping down from the tree that is covering Erigo's shoulder, part of his arm. Looks like a dark red, crimsony sort of liquid of some sort.
What is this? Are you bleeding, my metallic friend?
I don't have blood. I'm not composed of blood. I think I have amniotic. I mean, I do have oil.
Can you lower to my height? Can you sit down?
Yes, of course. And I
So
kind of
as you-
look a little bit puzzled.
So as he sits down, I take those red fluid from his shoulders or back where it is there, and I kind of show him, what is this? I found this dripping from the tree, and I look up.
Okay, I look at it and I say, I'm an expert in mathematics, I'm an expert in engineering, but I am something less than an amateur when it comes to chemistry. I have no idea what this is.
Well, don't you concoct those green-blue fluids? And I saw you once do that. You should know something.
Well, let me search a bit in my archives and see whereas I can relate this to my medicine background.
Gerbane, when you go to clean it off, it's like a really thick, sticky sort of substance. Basically, it looks almost like a pine tree sap. Really, really sticky, but it has the consistency and color of blood. So it's sticking to your hand and it's kind of smearing across his shoulder.
Okay.
So it looks like this tree is spitting blood, right?
It looks like it's dripping down from the tree. Yeah. Gash kind of comes over and he's poking you with a stick.
Stop poking me with that. I can, take it away.
So do you know anything, my metallic friend, with your insane intelligence?
Well, unfortunately, my master didn't implant me with some knowledge that regards nature. It did give me medicine knowledge, though, and I was able to find lots and lots of an archives that regards the human body.
You know
I
what?
guess I have to research a little bit. I have to search it a little bit.
If we could have found the druids, they could have given us some idea. Is there any dog in this town?
You don't see any animals, no dogs, no stray cats.
So is there any person, normal person around this tree now?
The guy over there in the bucket. Beyond that, there's a older couple down the street that looks like they're talking. They're looking over their shoulder every few minutes towards you. Otherwise, it seems like a really dead, quiet town. There's more houses.
I don't like that guy on the bucket, but any other guy can do. So I'm just going to ask that, what is this? And why is the tree oozing out red fluids?
One sec. So he kind of smiles. He says, "That's the old bleeding tree." He says, "We're not quite sure. That's when the trees get this blight, they tend to die off. The roots rot. The tree becomes petrified, and it drips this stuff."
You have some empty bottles over, my metallic friend?
Do I have the M? or HM in this situation?
Well, you should, like with your profession. I'm guessing that you would be carrying some
Yeah,
empty bottles.
you could have some if you want.
Okay, then let's say I have some vials. Yes,
Yeah, a little one will do. So can we collect some of this fluid?
Yeah, you can stick some in there. It's like a really thick, nasty substance. So, it kind of like just oozes down the side of it and into the bottom of this small container.
Well, let me do this. I would feel bad if you would get infected or something. So, yeah, I go and gather up of some of that red juice.
Now,
Okay, so
Morgan, do I see that? Is that on the tree or is that off to the side?
It's on the tree.
Okay. I point out that I noticed that there's a black apple. And I point up to it and I go, that's kind of weird. It's very much formed like an apple. It doesn't look like it's rotten or anything. It just
So, yeah, when Star points up to it, the rest of you kind of follow her gaze up, and you can see the tree itself is pretty much dead and petrified, mostly dead branches. There's a few that have a few little foliage limbs here and there, but for the most part, it's all just dead and old. But there is one limb that's kind of off to the side, and just like a single black apple hangs there. Nice and plump. It just looks like your typical apple, nice and big and round, but it's black.
Is it within reaching distance?
It's about 15 feet, give or take, up.
does anyone within us know something about black apples?
Well, the thing is this: does this tree look sturdy enough that I could maybe climb the tree?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As I look at the gentleman, our audience here, and I go, what do you know about that apple?
Looks it up and he's like,
I don't know.
he's like, well, the apple grows every year. Once it falls to the ground, that gives us a sign that the harvest is ready, and we go ahead and harvest the orchards and the fields. He says, whoever the youngest lady of the town is treated with the apple, they're very delicious. Says, and it's kind of like a ceremony here in town.
When does that tend to happen?
Says, probably within a week, if that. Says it's about time for the harvest.
So you people only harvest black apples?
Says, no, the orchard is full of red apples and plenty of apples for everybody. Says that just grows on that tree every year, and it's been a tradition ever since I was a child. He says it's gone back generations. We wait for the black apple to fall from the hanging tree, and then we get to work harvesting.
So apple is the specialty of this town?
Says, oh yes, I'm sure you must have had apples from Rottenwood.
Well, at least your behavior is not as good as apples.
So there's one experiment I would like to do, HM. That's like, basically I want to see if this red liquid is as dense as the human blood. And the way that you can do this is if you mix water. So like the idea I kind of have in my head is that like if I had like some blood and I had like this red liquid and I would pour like the same amount of like water in both the vials, then I would be able to basically maybe make like some insight about the substance. I do not know if that would give me some insight.
Go ahead and roll an intellect. If you're gonna do it that way, you
Okay.
can give yourself two boons as well.
Okay, I will. Damn it! Just let me. I will get the hang of this. Okay, so it's.
Hey, Morgan, mine's freaking out. I'm gonna jump out and jump back in.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, since I don't have any human blood, I kinda go to Star and I ask her, or to you, Gas or Garbane, and I'm like, could I have some of your blood, please?
No.
The dwarf doesn't mind. He takes out. Okay. Yeah, but what are you going to use to take? I mean, how are you going to take it?
Well, I do have a knife. I just need a very small dose. I want to conduct an experiment to unravel the nature of this tree.
She very
Okay,
and I very quickly walk up to him, present my hand, and go, "Pain. It's a beautiful thing."
I kinda take a step backwards, and I'm saying, that's not what I expected to hear.
You have issues, girl. Oh, sorry, Star. Was it your name, right? Star. Yes.
Yes. Maybe. And almost asking you to cut me. And you notice on my hands that there are looks like there maybe have been other areas where I've sliced myself and so on and so forth.
Oh, well, since you have done this before, well, I guess it's not new for you, and I kind of take like some sample from her.
Yeah, and I look at him and I go, no, I never did this to myself, my friend.
Okay, then I guess that Erigo is like, he kind of paused from a moment, and you are like, has he sat down or he's still functioning? And you see that after a while he still continued to operate. So, oh, and by the way, before I start putting it like into the vial, you don't have any disease that I'm aware of, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. So I will conduct my grand experiment here, and I will roll my intellect.
Yep, with 2 boons.
Did I roll it? Yep. No, I didn't roll it. I'm that idiotic. Sorry, guys. So intellect.
Hey, Morgan, in the next like 5-10 minutes, can we take a couple minutes break?
Yeah.
Right.
Success.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. So yeah,
Wow, yeah, you really wanted to succeed at it.
this definitely does have like the similar consistency to blood from everything you can tell. It's a little bit stickier, tackier, almost like it's been mixed with like the sap of the tree or something. But it looks like a pretty good, spot-on match.
I
See me.
So the tree is having human blood
So
or
the
something like that.
yeah, the liquid of the tree is basically very close to the human blood. So, that part, I kind of, I announce this to my group. I say that, I found this. And that puzzles me a lot, I say. I mean, and they say that they give these apples to, a young lady to give birth to a child, right?
Well, they give the youngest lady the apple as like a ritual or a sign of the harvest. It's kind of like a trophy, per se.
I told you, right, my metallic friend, we need to see the Druids. Next time we are facing some man, I'm gonna smash his head.
Oh,
There's some serious wrong going over here.
my attention was distracted. I think I saw something move along the woods. So I seemed to be looking that way, and then I turned back.
What? Woods, you say?
The woods.
Come on, here you go. We have to go over there.
Well, let me remind you that Star has a rendezvous at this point. right? Oh, you didn't say this.
Can't hear you.
You're
Star.
muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
You're muted, Star.
Yeah, I was talking up a storm there. Anyways, so yeah, just as you guys were talking about, going back into the forest, I go, I got that thing with Sarah.
Well,
spent
let's
an hour-
start. Yeah, sure. Michael, you can stay over here. Check that out. We three are going to check the druids. We definitely need to see why trees like this is bleeding human blood. I haven't seen in my whole old ancestors have never told me this kind of tale. There's some serious wrong going on.
Well, you're gonna get lost. But
Well,
I
we
stay
have,
here by the tree.
there you go.
I really want that apple.
Well, I kinda say to him, you still don't have your dwarven axe or your dwarven armor.
You know what? My beard is itching to go there. It's like directing me to that direction. I don't know. I just want to go.
Maybe your beard is itching because you haven't had a proper bath for about a week.
No, I oiled my beard in the previous day. They're shining. Look at this.
I think you can go and ask for that butcher to lend you the bathroom or something. You might that might get your beard problem fixed.
I kind of spit at the direction of the butcher's shop and I said, well, I can promise a dead body.
All right,
So you guys can feel like the temperature drop in the town as nightfall starts to come around. This what is of the sun is pretty much set on the horizon, so it's getting a very dusk sort of time. Like maybe 6ish in the evening. The guy over to the side kind of picks up his bucket.
Aren't we supposed to see the druids now? I mean, wasn't that the time?
Man, his sound has gotten really strange.
Yeah, I can't really hear you.
Yeah, your sound got really weird.
How about now?
Yeah, way better.
Way better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay.
So what did you say?
I was saying that isn't it now the time to see the druids? Like the man said that, right? That we can see the druids at the evening or something like that.
He said they'd be in the evening. It's getting around that time, so you could assume that they'd be rolling through shortly.
Hey, wait. Didn't
I look at my friends and say, hold on. Don't you remember those fine people saying that they would feed us? I'm getting hungry again.
Oh yeah.
We could go back and have a meal with them, and then probably meet up with the Druids, and then I can meet up with Sarah. She wants to meet you as well. It seems as if she's not even sure if she's pregnant or not.
Josh can eat.
You people are all so hungry. Well, I am hungry for the druids anyway.
Well, I'm sorry, I
Want to
forgot
eat
about that. I do not actually need to eat, so any need that regards food or water, I kind of surpass it.
Well, not all of us have that luxury here.
Well, we could definitely go to the mayor's house and you can eat if you like.
Well, I will like then, my friend. I would like you to accompany me to the druids. Don't you do that now?
You seem to miss my argument there.
Yeah, it really seems as if the Druids are going to find us.
Well, you are all so imbeciles. I am going to move there myself.
And I turn around and start walking towards the mayor's home.
Okay.
I follow Star.
Yeah. not interested at all anymore in what this dwarf is talking about.
I say to Gurbane.
As I say this, I kind of start kind of kicking the dust on the ground, and I noticed that it's getting filled with worms. And I said, "What the hell? Why is there these worms?"
So you guys see Gurbane
crawling all these areas.
Yeah, you guys see Gurbane like tearing at the dirt and kicking it. It's just dirt as far as you can see. It looks like he's trying to kill or stomp on something, but there's nothing there.
I just kind of dismiss him as a weird dwarf.
Yeah, I just not interested. Just keep walking away.
So no one is accompanying me to the forest. Is that so?
The Druids. I turn around and it's the first time I've ever even used a loud voice. And I go, the Druids are going to be back here, sir.
No,
Have
they are not.
some patience. Every person we've talked to here has said so. And I turn around and I walk into the bear's home.
I kind of look at the three people over there and I say, fine, I will do it myself. I turn around and I start walking for the.
I look from the one side, I look at the other side, I look at Gar, Agast, sorry. I look at Star, I say, Gurbane, if you do that, you will miss this awful chance of seeing me making you an axe.
And at this moment, you will see like he starts rubbing all his body and say, get out of me! No! He starts rolling on the ground and he just starts thrashing here and there and screaming that worms everywhere in my body.
And I'm gonna make you a full plate worthy of your dwarven ancestry. If you don't go
He
into
doesn't notice, or he doesn't hear. He doesn't notice anything you say, and he just
I kinda lean
continues to
over
rub his
Star,
body.
and I kind of say,
I'm going to tell you, gentlemen. I don't know what's going on with Stop, Drop, and Roll man over here, but there's something in that tree line. I'm not sure if it's the Druids, if it's something else, but I don't want to wait and find out.
Gosh, saw them
I
too.
really
Let's run.
suggest.
So you see
I
what?
really
You see Gurven kind of stand up and shake vigorously and start running away from the tree.
Where's everybody headed?
I'm going back to the house to get something to eat, and I'm afraid because I'm a coward.
Okay.
Mhm.
So by the time everyone has left the tree, Gurben kind of comes back, and I would like to make a perception roll on the tree. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Any wounds or bends?
No. Just a straight up roll.
Okay.
Unless you have something that you think would help you. But...
Will the pirate profession give me wounds? Because I kind of practice in squinting my eyes and looking for ships in a long distance.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. See if you can be looking for like any small sort of details, basically.
Yeah. I want to see if what I saw on that time is really what is present.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So one boon.
Yep. One boon.
Okay. Right.
Oh my!
Beautiful. What exactly are you looking for? Anything specific, or just
I am trying to see if it is really present there, and if it is, then whose body it is, which gender it is, and if I can recognize the face or on the or the clothes or anything.
which body?
The one that was hanging.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you got that same message. Okay, yeah. So, you really squint and try to focus on this thing, and it kind of goes blurry, kind of like waves, like there's like heat waves kind of rolling through it or something, and then it just kind of like fades away. It looked like a woman, probably in her early 20s. You could see she had like an apple core in her hand. Wearing kind of rugged clothes, long blonde hair. You could see there was holes in each of her shoulders, and then one in one of her legs, like something was like a nail or a stake or something was pounded through it.
Oh wow! And that body is still there?
Nope, it just kind of fades away, kind of like the heat rays, like kind of like a waviness, and then it just kind of like fades from your view.
Is he the only one that saw that?
Did you get the PM too?
No.
Okay, then yeah, he's the only one.
Okay.
Oh no! I kind of try to tear one of my beards to feel the pain, to see if my head is functioning properly.
Yeah, you definitely feel the pain. Your eyesight seems to be a little bit blurry, like you're having a really hard time focusing on stuff. You feel a little bit lightheaded.
Okay, so I need water. I try to find out where the people went. Can I remember? I mean, where our party went
Yeah, you could.
before I ran away.
Yeah. Are you headed back to the mayor's? Is that where everybody wanted to go?
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's take that.
Yeah, that's what I said as well.
Yep. All right. Let's take that break, and then I'll make a couple notes real quick. Maybe 5 minutes, give or take.
So, can I ask something about the tree?
Yeah.
I see there's like a big,
Almost opening.
yeah, an opening in the sketch.
Yeah, it actually is in the tree. It just kind of goes in a little bit. It's not like you can't like walk right in there or nothing like that. It's just like a divot in the side of the tree.
Okay.
It looks like it was just kind of rotted out over the years, basically.
Because that's what I wanted to ask you, is like if I am able to walk into there, but
I mean, yeah, you can walk in a little ways, but it's only like 2 or 3 feet deep. It's not like a cave or anything like that.
okay.
Like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So everybody's headed back to the mayor's house, correct?
Yep.
Kind of.
Can I give like a last comment about the tree?
Mm-hmm.
This tree reminds me the tree of in the Headless Horseman movie, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody? It reminds me.
Any moment now, Christopher Walken's gonna like fly out of this tree.
Yeah.
And say, wow.
All right. So yeah, the sun starts to set in the distance. You guys make your way over to the mayor's place. You can see the old lady standing at the doorway, coming down the street, and she's kind of like waving you forward. Come in. Chili's ready. The Druids will be in, within a half hour or so. She says you guys can eat, and I will put a call out to them to stop by the house. They usually stop by to talk to my husband anyway, so you'll have a chance to speak with them.
I kind of look at the lady and I say, "My good lady, can I have some water?"
She says, "Oh, certainly. Come, please, sit down at the table." And she sets out some chinaware, has these steaming bowls of chili sitting there. She sets a clean glass of water down for you, Gurbain.
And I sit across from Gerben, and I just look him in the face and go, "See, patience is always best."
You don't know what I have seen. So by saying that, I just dump all the water on my face. Half of it is flowing through my beard, half of it is inside my mouth. And I said, "One more, please, my lady."
Wait, you just dumped the whole cup on yourself?
Yeah, Erigo goes like this.
Yeah, it just, my jaw drops. Like,
Is clean water hard to come by there with the blight?
So when if I am getting a second glass, before I dump that also, I kind of tell the whole group what I see, what I have seen, this body hanging from a tree and then vanishing.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I saw that from this body, these worms were coming out and falling on me and crawling all over my skin. And I look at Erigo and I say, can you check my head for a minute, my metallic friend?
Well, I kind of look at him and I would try to give him like a stern gaze, but I cannot because I cannot change my facial expression. I can definitely tell there is nothing wrong with your head. I do not need to check it.
Well, then why I am seeing this? Did you see? Did you all see?
I think you just need some good sleep and just a good meal, and you'll be fine.
Maybe you're getting
And-
sick too.
And I do the cough crazy thing.
Star, can you open up the little journal thingy that says your name on it?
Sure.
I don't know why. It's for some reason it keeps giving me an error to pop up for you, but the old little old lady kind of sets everything out for you.
It says that thing that you had before, right?
No.
No, all I have is that you notice the same some forms along the tree line. Red
The
wood
heck?
to get eventually fade back. No, that's what I have. Let me see if I close it and reopen it. Yeah, that's what I have.
What the heck is it?
So it was that PM you gave me like, an hour ago.
Okay. Let me make one new one for you.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not working. That work?
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So this little old lady, she kind of goes around the table, gives everybody their spoon and a thing of chili, and sets out clean water for you if you want. She has like a pitcher of apple juice in the center of the table, and she sits down. Gerbane, do you mention what you saw at the table to the others?
Yeah, I frantically said that.
Okay, yeah.
Without
as you're
even
doing,
saying any... Yeah, you said.
and you say that, you can see that, the woman kind of looks over. When she finally finishes, she puts her hands up kind of past the air. She's like, "Good dwarf," she says, you shouldn't spread stories about our town like this. She says, these people are going to get the wrong word. I'm sure what you saw was just a figment of your imagination.
I hope so, my lady.
She says, please have some water, maybe take a nice bath tonight. She said, these long roads and these travels to this town, I'm sure it's taking its toll on you.
But I won't see a dead body hanging from a tree if I was traveling for quite some time.
Oh, she says, well, there's no bodies out there, so it's okay. Go ahead, please eat. I'm gonna go check on my husband. And she gets up and excuses herself.
I would like to make a perception roll to see if this lady is hiding something or is trying to escape from some kind of question.
Yeah, go ahead. Just a regular straight up one.
Okay.
18. So yeah, she doesn't really look like she's trying to hide anything. She looks like she's kind of on edge a little bit about whatever you were talking about. She might have something to hide, I guess, but she seems genuinely like she is really going to check on her husband. When she kind of sees you looking at her, she's like, I'll be right back, good dwarf. She says, I just want to ensure that he's still asleep. Please, go ahead, eat it.
Is there something bothering you, my lady?
She says, no, it's been a very long day. She says, I'm just tired. My husband's tired. I've had him. I've been worrying about him all day. She says, I'm just stressed out.
And I say we most certainly appreciate the effort you have done so far for my group, basically.
She says, yes, it's not a problem at all, my friends. Yeah, so she heads back into the back room for a few. You can hear her, talking back there. There's probably 15, 20 minutes pass. You guys eating. She finally comes back out. You can see, coming down the street, a small group of people. There's 5 or 6 of them out there that you can see walking down the street towards the house. They're all dressed in, a brown cloak, except for the one who's to the side of them is a younger kid. He just has, a pair of breeches on and, a deerskin vest. He has, a green cap with a flower sticking out of it.
Okay.
So, the Druids, I guess?
She looks out. She says, yes, there's old Henry and his Druid friends. She hurries over to the door and opens it up. She's calling out to him, waving for him to come in.
Can we?
I look.
Give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
Can we go back about 5 seconds before you just did that? Do you mind? Only because, man, Yeah, that thing you sent me, I wanted to check on.
Okay.
And I think it won't happen now that.
No, go ahead. What do you?
No. All right. So I kind of sat, at the end of the table, so on and so forth, and I just kind of trail off a little bit as she walks out, and I look down that hallway again. Is that little girl still standing there?
No, if you see her kind of like turn into her room, in the side room.
Did she? Was she looking at me any differently, or was it just?
No, she just kind of gives you like a look, like she's looking back at you just for a brief second, and then she just moves down the hall and into the room.
Yeah.
It's almost
I
like
look
she
back
wasn't
at
really looking at you per se, just kind of looking through you into the distance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I turn back around and sit back down.
So I kind of look expectantly at Erigo. Looks like we have our druids.
See, indeed, we should have done as Star suggested. We should just wait.
See, patience.
You have my
is always
appreciation.
the best. It's
You have
okay.
my appreciation. So I kind of stand up, but I cannot give your patience anymore. So I am just going to talk with them, and I leave the table, and walk out.
All right. The little old lady kind of steps aside, the mayor's wife, and she watches you go out. She says, they're very nice folk, Sir Dwarf. Please, speak with them. Perhaps they can help you in your search for whatever information you need.
I quickly get up and follow toward. I'm not going to let him get out there and just start getting all crazy.
Same.
Bane, slow down.
Yeah. What do you want? What do you want again? I know. I value your patience, like my beard.
No.
What do you want now?
No. You don't have to run to them. I believe they're going to come in the home. Slow down.
They're coming here.
She opened the door for them to come in. Do you think she was just opening the door so we could see out of it?
No, I thought that she was opening the door for me to go out. I mean, I wanted to meet them.
Well, man, you are a very direct man. I look up and say, I go, please,
what is
come
there
sit
to
back
hide
down.
in this stone?
Stone? What?
I mean, what is there? The stone has nothing to hide, like me. So yes, I am direct.
Okay, well, but things can come to you. Let's come sit down. And I go walking back towards the table.
So I kind of pace around the door.
Okay. Yeah, she, waves them forward. You can see, like, these 5 men, come through the door. They pull their hoods back. You can see that, they're not fully human. They have slightly pointed ears. Faces are kind of longer. They're real thin. It's hard to say exactly what they are. Maybe a half-breed of some sort. They all look like elderly gentlemen. They look identical, all 5 of them. Real thin faces. They have long white hair. If you had to guess, maybe in their like upper age somewhere, whatever creature they happen to be. They speak with the woman, in a strange language for a few moments, and then they kind of turn towards you, and they all bow towards Gerbane. And they said,
Wow.
"Good
They all
dwarf."
bow towards me.
Yes, they said, "Good dwarf."
All right. I also bow with my beard touching the ground.
As you come back up, they nod. They say, "Very fine beard, Sir Dwarf," they said. And they kind of like stroke their own bald chin, and they're like, "I wish I could grow a beard such magnificence."
Well, you have to maintain it. It has the value of my ancestors.
It's like, yes.
Anyways, so
they take off
I
their...
was.
Yep.
I was wondering about this town. I heard my friends over here also found out that it's been hit by a blight for at least quite some time.
They all nod. Hey, 4 of them, take off their cloaks and like start hanging them up. You can see them like moving over to sit down at the table and have some food. You see old Henry outside in the street. He's like, looks like he's talking to somebody, but there's nobody around him. But he's like talking to somebody in the distance. But the one who's still left there, he kind of comes forward. He's like, "Yeah, Blight's been around for quite some time. I think we have it under control, though. And he kind of goes on this long spiel about the types of trees that are out there and what ones it's infecting and which ones it's not, and kind of like goes into this whole scientific mumbo jumbo that kind of glazes your eyes over.
Okay, so is that the boy with you?
And he nods out. He's like, "Oh, Henry, yeah, he's a strange one, but he sure knows how to follow the paths through the woods."
May I talk with him?
He's like, "Yeah, if you can go catch him, sure."
Well, then I will walk towards him slowly.
Is he outside or inside with us?
He's outside in the street.
So if you're going outside, I want to go with.
Yeah, I've got to find out what's going on with this Henry cat.
Okay, so
We just leave them standing in the house.
Yeah. Like, why don't we invite Henry in?
No, I need to talk with him personally.
Personally? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There, Mr. Gerving. I'm going to go talk to the other men.
And then while we're in the doorway, I'm like, isn't he the gentleman that is the father of the butcher's daughter?
Yeah.
And I look at orc. I look at the orc and I say, yes, my friend, that is what I'm going to confirm.
Oh, okay. I look at him and wave and smile.
Hey, maybe you can come with me. An extra pair of hands might bring some more answers.
Cash can do that.
Come with me then. So, he can see. Perhaps
he's kind
Henry
of-
over there can see.
He kind of has his back to you, kind of to the side, I guess. But he's like moving his hands around, and he looks like he's talking to somebody, but you don't see anybody next to him or around him, for that matter. As you get a little bit closer, you hear him like arguing, and he's like arguing with himself if he should go talk to her or if he should leave her alone. And he's like having this whole conversation with himself, and it seems like he's talking about the Sarah girl and trying to decide what he should do.
Okay, so I move close to him and I say, "You have something in your head, my boy?"
He turns around, he's like, "Ah, a dwarf," and he kind of like comes over. He kind of reaches out like he's gonna touch your beard.
Hey, watch out!
He's like, and he jumps back. He's like, "But it's a good dwarf. I've never seen such a magnificent beard." And he kind of strokes his own. He has a little bit of a stubble going on. He's like, "One day I will master the beard like you."
You have no appreciation or no loyalty.
He says,
You
"Me."
have no right. You have no right to even have a beard. That's why you don't have any.
He says,
So,
"No, I got
calm
stubble."
down.
And he kind of like crouches down close to you, trying to show you his stubble. He's like, "Give it a couple more years, and I'll have it."
I kind of grab his chin. Can I? Or do I need to make an agility roll?
No, go ahead.
And I bring him close to my face and I say, "Do you love that woman over there in the butcher shop?"
He's like, You know Sarah? What'd she say about me? Is she home tonight?" He said, I need
I
to
want
talk
the
to her."
answer fast. I need the answer fast. Then you are going to have any answer coming from me.
He says, "Of course I love her." He said, but I don't think she loves me."
But I kind of throw his face back at the air and say, "But I heard that you impregnated her."
He says, "I've never done such a thing. We've only courted."
I look back at Gash and then look back at the boy, and I.
He says, "If she's pregnant, it's not mine."
What is courted?
He says, "Well,
It's when you talk. Don't you people talk with your."
He says, I
it's-
wooed her." He says, "I brought her flowers and chocolates, and we were good friends. I swept her off her feet."
And then why aren't you with her now?
What's that?
Why aren't you with her?
He says, last week, I came to visit her, and she said she couldn't talk to me anymore, and she like pushed me out of the shop, her father's shop, and I could hear him in the background yelling something about wanting to chop my head off. I haven't dared to come back into town. Have you met that man? He's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna crack open his skull one day if I can. But for right now, I need some intelligent people. Intelligent, patient people. I think I do not have the skill to give a solution. Hey Gash, can you bring Erigo and Star over here? They need to meet this coward.
Says,
I just
coward.
nod and hug and go back towards the house.
He says, but I'm the size of the man's leg. What do you expect me to do? And he kind of like pulls out a little pocket
What
knife.
do
He's
you-
like, I have a pocket knife. He's got a cleaver.
I kind of grab his shirt again and bring him back to my face level. You need to have the guts to tell her, and to make her believe that you really are going to take her. You know what I
says-
mean? I look at his eyes closely with the
says-
stern gaze.
He says, but I do, but I can't love her without my skull.
Wait here. I might have someone who can help you.
Star and Ergo, what are you guys doing?
All right, so the druids, they are not exactly human, right?
Right.
So if I was a man, I would definitely stare like them like this. I'm very curious about like who they are, what they are like. Like ever since basically I saw them, my gaze are like, I'm just like looking them like straight ahead. So like I look at them like so intensely that like, for example, they would go in my back. I would turn my head like 180 degrees and I would still like observe them. Yeah, my head can turn like 360. It's something that I have done like in the past.
Yeah, they definitely take notice when you look towards them. The one who
So
is.
yeah, I am looking very, very intensely at them. Like, I mean, there's no way to express my curiosity, but I am like, for example, if there was like a camera that was like fixed onto something, like if they move like this, I move like this, and so on, and I continuously like observe them.
As they eat, one of them looks up. They're like, they stare at you for a few minutes. Like, you've never seen the Torfine?
I've never met any non-human or non-dwarves or non-orcish before.
He said, "Oh," he said, "We've heard about your clockwork kind, magnificent machines." He says, "Can you think?"
What do you think I do all the time?
So yeah, they kind of stare at you for quite some time. They're like, "Well, we're descendants from the mighty elves. We don't have their power or their heritage per se, but we're quite skilled in the nature and the druids, and we spend our time working on the trees and helping the forest, curing the blight. So that's what I believe our goal here in life is."
So what's exactly is your relationship to the elves? I've read some textbooks about the race that graced you, as you mentioned, and I kind of say this a little bit sarcastic, the graced part.
Mm-hmm. They say, well, centuries, millenniums ago, they were said to have bred with various changelings and demons, and the heritage trickled down, and he kind of points to himself and is like, this is what we got. Said the Torfine, there's a small civilization of them up in the northern reaches. He says, pretty much stick to themselves. They're not seen down here very often. Small private communities.
Okay, so...
But he's like, as far as the heritage, it's only in our stories and our lore that we're related to the elves. He says, what's true is hard to say at this time of age.
You can definitely like tell that I'm fascinated by them, and I'm like, I kind of overthink this, and I'm like, I answer him, when you ask me if I'm able to think or not, actually my answer would be I'm not entirely sure, whereas I can think myself, but I believe I do so.
So fascinating.
So you are the druids who are taking care of the blight?
I think you're
Yeah.
muted. Okay. Did you say
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I said, well, what I can say is he doesn't ever shut up, so I think he can think. I'm thinking.
You're thinking he can think.
I'm thinking it.
What was that, Erigo? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me or not?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, I asked them, are you the druids who are responsible for taking care of the blight?
They all kind of nod in unison with each other. The one who's been talking speaks up. He says, yeah, we've been working on the blight for quite some time, moving our way through the forest, cleaning out the old blighted roots and dropping the trees. He says, if we can clear out most of the ones that are diseased, I think we can get a handle on this. A couple ritualistic endeavors, and we'll have it under control.
Well, what can you tell us of the tree that's in the middle of the town? It sure does not look natural.
He shakes his head. He says, as far as we're concerned, we're not allowed to touch that tree. He says, the mayor, explicitly told us to not touch the tree. It's a part of their heritage, a part of this town. He says, the tree's already been dead. As you can see, it's all rotted away. He says, there aren't no other trees here in town that seem to have this blight, so we believe it's pretty well self-contained if there is anything affecting that tree, and it's gone by now if there was anyway.
Well, I was really puzzled when I was able to figure out that the thickness of the liquid that contains the tree is actually very reminiscent of the human blood. I even tested it myself. Doesn't this puzzle you whatsoever?
He shakes his head a little. He's like, that's fascinating, but I'm sure it was just a mistake on your part.
You see me like I kind of jump a little bit. I never make mistakes, especially in my calculations.
He's like, well, certainly. He says, I've never seen any blood on the tree. He says, I pass it every day.
I repeat what I said before. I never make mistakes, especially when it comes to calculations.
He says, I understand. He says, there's a first time for everything. You'll find out.
You see, this time I'm getting like really, really, really angry, and I say the same phrase again, and I kind of say this quite intensely this time.
He puts his hand up. He's like, I didn't mean to offend you, my mighty machine, but I've never seen such a thing that you speak of. Perhaps we can go take a look at it now.
I kind of give him the vial that I did my tests with.
He says, so this is a vial of blood. How do I know it came from the tree?
Because I took it from the tree.
He said, but it's your word. He says, let's go take a look at the tree.
Okay.
Star, you'd like to go, which one?
The young girl that's in this home.
Oh, okay. So you guys see Star kind of get up from the table and go down the hallway. Star, when you get down there, you can see the door she went into is kind of just cracked open just a little bit. When you look in and you kind of open up the door a little bit, you can see that it's a young girl's room. There's a couple old toys over in the corner. There's a bed that's all made up nicely, a desk with some journal. You see some old reggae clothes that are all folded up nicely. There's no windows in this room, and there's no girl in this room.
But she went in this room.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna open the door. And is there any other doors in the room?
Nope.
Okay. I look around the room for a moment. Is there a light in the room, or is it? It's.
Yeah, there's a couple candles and sconces lit through the house, so yeah.
Yeah. I look around for a moment. Like I said, what do I find? It's just mostly just a little girl's room. It's definitely been preserved, it seems to me.
Yeah, it's not so much a little girl. It's probably kind of like what you would expect of the same age group of the girl that you saw, later teens somewhere. It has some odds and ends toys left from childhood and stuff, but
okay.
The clothes that are in there look like they're older teen-sized clothes.
Does it look like it's been used recently?
Nope, not for probably a very long time. You see an old notebook though on one of the tables, and like a quiver and an ink and stuff. When you go to over and look at it, you can see the name Anise written on the cover of it.
Okay. I open the front cover of the journal. What do I see?
Just blank page after blank page. You can like flip through a bunch. Eventually, you finally just come to one, and you see a picture, like a scribbling drawing, real sketchy look, of the tree and that single little orchard or the apple hanging from it. And you see like a little picture of a girl like reaching up to pluck it from the tree. The rest of it looks like it's pretty much just empty.
I take that page out of the book.
Okay.
And I put it in my. I have my pack on. I put it in my pack. And I put the book back down. And I walk out of the room. And I go sit back down, and I don't even say anything to anybody at the table.
Okay.
And then a short while later, you know what I mean? I'll do something here or something.
Okay. What do you other guys want to do?
I was well. Ergo, actually, can you just continue talking to the to the guys again? However you say that name. The Torfina for a minute. And then I'm gonna ask you to come and talk to me. You know what I mean? I'd like to talk to Ergo alone, just you know.
Okay, so I cannot scratch my. I don't scratch my head, but we were about to go to the sea and like take a look at. We were about to go to the tree and take a look at it again, right?
Yep. So the four of them kind of get up and set their plates aside and stuff. You see three of them kind of go down the hallway, like back towards the mayor's room, and the other man kind of waves you forward. He said, "Come, let's go take a look at the tree."
Okay, as we are walking towards the tree, I ask them about their anatomy. Like, are they?
I kind of. You can also see Gurven kind of pacing impatiently around this Henry.
As, you know, as Ergo and this man start to walk out, he kind of looks over. He's like, "Is your friend gonna come with us? This young lady here?" And he kind of motions at Star.
Do you want to see the tree, Star?
And her eyes kind of twinkle a little bit, and she says, "I very much like that tree. Yeah, I'll come look at the tree with you."
Okay. Then yes, she would like to come.
All right. Yeah, outside you can see Gerbane and Gash. Gerbane kind of like pacing around back and forth next to Henry. The Torfine kind of starts to head down the street, and he stops and looks over at Henry. He's like, "What about your friends?"
What about them?
Says, "Would they like to see the tree?"
I know to the dwarf. Do you have anything more interesting to do than see the tree?
Well, not right now, but I have something to tell to you. You need to hear this. And Star, my girl over there, you also need to hear this. Come over here, can you?
Wait, hold on. We need to look at the tree.
I know. Hey there, brown cloak. Can you wait for some time?
He kind of like stares at you for a second, and he says, "Well, you know, there's something about the tree and blood," and he's like, I need to take a look into this." He said, "This could be very pressing matters."
Okay, then I will wait.
And I looked up to the Torfine man and I go, "He's very forward. I'm sorry."
He kind of like pats you on the shoulders and nods. He's like, "All dwarves are."
So all right, I will wait over here.
All right, yeah, Gerbane. Henry kind of steps aside. He's like, "So, I'm gonna go take a look at the tree." He says, "If the tree's bleeding, and this is pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to go look at this. Come on."
How is that an awesome thing?
He says, "Have you ever seen a tree bleed?"
Isn't that bad? I won't use awesome to describe it.
He
Anyways.
kind of shrugs.
But you are not going out. You are not going out from my eyes. You're staying with me, boy.
He
Come.
says, "All right." Gash, what are you up to?
I guess I feel sort of out of my element, so I'm just sort of following along.
Okay.
I'm curious about this tree.
All right. As you guys get up there, you can see there's a couple other people out in the evening, and they're kind of like staying beside the tree as well, looking at it. As you start to come closer, they kind of look over your shoulder. You can see it's still the same two that were back at the butcher shop way back when. And they, nod something and kind of point, and they can see them like hurry across the street and into a side house. When you get up to the tree, you don't notice any blood on it. The apple looks like it's a little darker, I guess. A little heavier, fuller.
Because it's nighttime? Da-dum.
Yeah, I look up at that apple like with just the greatest lust, hoping that it falls because I feel like I might be the youngest woman in this town right now, and I want to eat that apple. But I'm very intrigued by those old people, and I'm not paying attention to the tree very much. Just walk over towards the house that you say that they keep going back into. And I go over to that home and I knock on the door.
Right. You see like the elderly gentleman come to the door. He kind of opens it just enough to kind of peek out, and he's like, "What do you want?"
Hey, sir. I was just... Nothing. I'm just checking. Sorry. Nice.
Kind of slams the door closed.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that happening and turn around and walk away.
Is Star away from the group of from the Druid and the others?
She's just a few, like 10, 15 feet away.
Right.
Okay, so I kind of approach her, and I say, "Hey, my girl, I hear that Henry over there has never done anything to impregnate that girl over there. How do you explain that? She cannot get pregnant all by herself."
I know. We're gonna have a meeting about that later. So
and this Henry over there wants to meet that girl. Can you arrange something like that? You are meeting her after all at the midnight, I think.
If he wants to stick around, he can. I will gladly put them in touch with each other. It doesn't seem, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, why don't you talk with Henry then? He would be most convinced. If you say that also, I that I am awkward in this kind of nice conversations in my own ways.
Yes, I've seen that. I'll talk to young Henry. Young Henry, I'm younger than he is. That's funny.
That's a good help.
Yes, I'll talk to our friend Henry here. Okay. And I kind of walk past him, and Henry's behind him, I'm assuming. And I introduce myself to Henry, and he hasn't met me yet, so on and so forth. And I'd like to, just kind of get his little story. It's probably very similar to what he already told them, right?
Yeah.
So, does he open up anything else to me? I'm very soothing to him, kind of almost shy,
Right. No, he does. I mean, he basically gives you the same sort of spew that he told the Gerbane. That he doesn't have anything to do with her being pregnant, but he loves her very much, and he's trying to get in contact with her. But her dad's threatening to chop his head off for getting her pregnant, and he really doesn't want to have his head chopped off, so he's trying to stay away, so he doesn't get his head chopped off.
Yeah, and when when he hears that part, she giggles a little bit and goes, "I can imagine why you wouldn't want that to happen." Well, I have a meeting with her this eve. Maybe I could, set up a meeting between you two as well.
He's like, yes. He says, as long as her father's not there.
Oh no, it will be after her father has, turned in for the evening.
He says, that'd be amazing.
Okay. About midnight, she said.
And he nods, and he kind of looks at the stars. Looks like he's trying to count something. He says, all right. He says, yeah, I'll meet you here at midnight. I have a few errands to run, but I'll be right back.
Hey, do you know Do you think that apple's gonna fall soon?
I've been down and I pick up an apple that's right next to my feet, and then I look up and I see that it's not there anymore. I'm like, this apple?
And it's the black one.
It appears to be.
What?
Yeah, okay.
The apple dropped?
And I look and I look up him and I just snatch it into my hands and I go, what apple?
I kind of nod out my finger like this, and I'm like, maybe that's not the best decision you've made.
I'm just standing there in shock. You just throw this apple out of my hand. Does
So
the
she
apple
goes-
like emit like any liquid or anything, or is it just like a firm?
It looks like a
Fruit.
nice,
Yeah,
nice firm apple, just black in color, but otherwise it's an apple. Henry hurries over and he's like, "Can I see that? I haven't seen the tree or the apple fall in years." And he's like, just trying to look at it. He's like, "I won't touch it. I just, it's amazing to see it fall in front of me." He says, "A young Sarah, I believe, is the youngest one here in town." And then he kind of stops staring at you for a moment. He's like, "Well, how old are you?"
I am just 17.
He's like, "Well," he says, "it's a shame, but I think you're gonna get the apple, not Sarah. You know, assuming you're here in the morning." He says, "It's a tradition of the city or the town." He says, "Perhaps you could maybe leave. That way Sarah can get it. She'd be devastated if she couldn't have the apple."
And she just keeps saying over again and starts thinking of the the image that she has in her pack and so on and so forth, and what she saw, and she goes, I believe I'll be here in the morning.
He's like, "What can I have? The apple? Perhaps I can, I'll give it to Sarah tonight. We'll give it to Sarah."
Maybe. Well,
I kind of interrupt everybody and I say, if I recall correctly, our job here is to stop the blight, right?
Well, that's already being done, my friend. I look at him and say, holding onto my apple, just staring at it, going,
I kind of walk around Star and I say, "Is there any problem, my girl?"
No, I haven't. What?
Gerbain, can
I'm
you
asking,
give me
why do
a
we care about this apple so much?
Gerbain? Can you give me a will check with 3 banes?
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Have fun with
my
that.
goodness, that's a bad one. Why did I even go close to Star?
Yeah.
A will check with 3 bands. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh my god.
That's almost as bad as you can get.
Yeah.
All right, so Gerbain, as you start to move over, something kind of catches your eye. When you look over at the tree, where this like whole engraving type thing is like set down inside the tree, you see this body. It's just like it's the exact same image you see on the screen. It kind of looks like some sort of bloated corpse. Its intestines are kind of like merging with the roots inside the tree, and you can see that it's like lifting its stomach up, and you can see the intestines and the little skull and like this deformed skeleton inside its stomach. It's only there for a few seconds, and then it just kind of like fades away.
So I see the background picture, right?
Yes. It's like inside the tree, though. Take 1 insanity also. And you're currently
Oh
frightened.
no!
There we go.
Oh
There
my
we go.
goodness!
Oh,
Oh no! I am the first person to get insane ice cream in the name of some Darwin god.
Oh my
You
good
can
word.
hear- You can
I-
hear Gurven screaming. And he kind of claps one handful of beer, tears it from his face, throws it up in the sky, and continuously hits his own head on the ground. If I am correct, if you have 1 insanity, you'll go insane for 1 round, right? Something like that.
round.
You're frightened for 1 round, yep.
I am frightened. Oh yeah, I'm frightened from 1 round.
All right.
What do the rest of you
Fast
do?
insanity of this game.
Now, did any of us see that, or him just only again?
Just him.
Okay. I look back at him. I kind of cradle the apple in. You know what I mean? To myself. I get under my cloak a bit, and I look up at him and I go, "You're a strange man." And I walk away from him, and I go, "That was Henry that was talking to me, right?"
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I look at Henry and I go, "We will meet this evening. I think I need to have this apple though." And I just kind of.
Yeah, when you
know,
say that, you can hear like a voice in the distance say, "Young girl." When you look down, you can see the mayor coming out of his house. He has a cane. He's slowly walking. He's like, "That is your apple."
Wait, this is the old man that was sick in bed?
Yes.
Yes.
And I go and say, "Sir, you shouldn't be out here."
And
in
hush,
your
hush, hush.
condition."
He says, "This is tradition. This will maybe be my last year to see the apple and the bride."
The
Wait.
bride of whom?
Did you say the bride?
And he shrugs. He says, "It's just a moniker. That's what we call the people, or the young ladies who get the apple. It's to signify that you will be the next to be married."
And my eyes widen. So am I to eat this apple?
He says, "Most certainly. It's a sign of good luck, of prosperity, of health.
And when should I eat this apple?
Anytime."
Okay, I wasn't sure where you said there was a whole festival, and I didn't want to.
He says, "Well, the
Yo.
festival will be all day tomorrow, but if you want to save it
sure.
to eat in front of all the people, then you can, but they'll probably try to take it from you."
And I take it out. I kind of shine it a little bit on my cloak, and I take a big bite of the apple right there in front of everybody right now.
I think I have stopped screaming by now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I run towards Erigo.
Okay.
And I grab his cloak. And I say, "Something is wrong with me, my metallic friend. I have seen." And what I describe him what I have seen.
Well, I kind of. Have you taken the bite? Yes or no?
Have
Well,
I
she's
taken a
like
bite? Yeah,
taking a
I'm
bite
taking
right
a bite.
now, so I mean,
Okay, I want to like say something right before you take the bite. I'm like, well, I think that traditions demands that you eat this apple, in front of all the people, because if you eat it right now, how are you going to justify your position as the new bride if nobody has seen you? I mean, yes, we have seen you right here, but don't you believe that every person in this village owes to see your moment of glory?
But he just said they may try to take it.
yeah, the mayor
And
says
that-
it's a very demanding thing. Many of the young girls of this town want this apple, and so it can only be the youngest. He said, but it's not uncommon for them to fight over it. If she waits till morning, then she's likely to find herself at the wrong end of the stick.
Yes, but haven't you been raised to fight what you wish for? I mean, fighting over this will be something very tiny for you, right? I mean,
Ergo.
yes.
I look at him and I go, "I'm going to eat this apple." And I took it and I look at it and I very lovingly look at this apple. It just looks like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I just take a huge hunk right out of the side of it.
No.
If somebody wishes to like do something, I'm not gonna physically try to stop her. So if Gerben or Gas want to do something, you kind of should. But like,
I'd say no, and I guess I would reach for it, but I assume I couldn't get to her in time with her apple.
Right now, Gurben is kind of clinging to Erigo.
Taking advantage of my moment.
Yeah, well,
Gash.
I wouldn't do something about. I wouldn't stop you physically to do it.
I
So
guess
Star has the apple. Gerbane is going insane on his knees in front of Arago, and Arago's trying to convince Star not to eat the apple.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All within the same moment.
Yes,
Pretty much.
Apparently.
Yeah, if you wanted to try and stop her,
Yeah.
I guess it'd be up to you guys doing comparative rolls, agility.
Oh, you ain't on. Anyways.
Star, you will actually get one boon. Gash, you would get
Yeah, I
one
would
bane.
think so. Yeah, because
Alright.
I'm very intent on wanting to do this. Are you gonna try to? Yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
No.
An 8.
No, but it's a compared roll.
It's
You
a
have to
comparison,
compare them.
yep.
Yeah. So you roll 8.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Now give me a strength check with 3 banes, Star.
A strength check with 3 brains.
Yes.
That's gonna end well.
That is not good. That is not at all good.
I noticed. Thank you. You're wide open. Thank you. All right, no boons. 3 banes. Submit. Ooh.
Oh
Nice.
wow!
All right, a 2 dice 6 for
That's
me.
an awesome thing.
2 dice 6.
Okay. So yeah, this is an absolutely
Oh, wow.
delicious apple. Probably the best you've ever eaten. As you're eating it, the mayor kind of comes over and he kind of puts his arm around you and says, "Young lady, I thank you." He says, "You've brought prosperity to this small village." He said, "With you eating this apple, we'll be able to harvest our fruits tomorrow. We'll be able to have food for the winter." He says, "I just ask that, you meet me here in the morning. My wife has a dress. If you will please, dress up nicely for the festival. We'll have a grand time."
And at the mention of dress, she looks up at him and goes, "I don't think I've ever worn a dress."
He says, "It's the finest dress." He says, "It used to be my daughter and niece's." He says, "It's beautiful. My wife made it." He says, I could only offer it for you." He says,
Was she blonde in hair, sir?
He nods. He says, "Yeah, she looked just like her mother." He says, "Beautiful young girl."
And did she pass?
He nods. He says, "Yeah, it's been a good 50 years now."
And a bit older than me.
He nods. Yeah, he says she was 19. Something
I will
troubling
say-
you.
I will wear such dress. And she kind of shudders and goes back to her apple and that's it. No, he's not going to share anything with her. She's not going to share anything with it.
With the rest.
Uh-oh.
Is the druid over there?
Dwarf down, dwarf down.
Yeah, the druids are, those traveling. Yeah, he's there.
Okay, shouldn't we wait for the
Is there any yeah, okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are they just standing there watching this all happen?
Yeah. What is their reaction to all of this?
It's just the one druid that's there with you guys. He kind of watches you eat the apple. The rest of you, if you happen to notice, look over at him over, you can see like a soft smiles on his face, but he doesn't really do or say anything else, but he looks quite pleased.
I look at him and I say, "Why are you smiling for?"
He says, "It's just a beautiful sight. This young lady giving herself so that we can have the harvest."
What do you mean giving her?
What do you mean giving her yourself?
And he looks. He's like, "Don't you understand?" He says, "She will be sacrificed in the morning." He says, "We these people they feed the bitch of the woods. Whoever the apple chooses is fed to the bitch."
The bitch of the woods. Who's that?
What?
Is
What?
that something within earshot of me?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I go and I turn to Star, and I turn to Star and I say, "Don't you remember patience? Patience."
No, and I understand it's okay. And I spit out some of the apple, as I hear bitch in the woods, and I go, It's not very nice to call me a bitch.
The Torfinate shakes his head.
I am missing.
And
I am
and
missing
wait,
quite something over here.
did you say
What happened?
sacrifice?
The
Did you say
Torfinate shakes. He's like, but you should be honored, young lady. He says, by giving your life, this town will have food for the year. The orchards will be full of fruit and vegetables. He says,
And what is
this is an
and what is
honor.
this bit? Oh,
Yes.
yeah. The honor might be is that there may never be another bitch.
And Star, you can kind
But-
of feel like something's kind of like twitching in your stomach a little.
Oh, awesome.
Oh my goodness!
I honestly burst
Oh no! Nice.
Yeah,
Now
I
you
just
enjoy your
get a
anthem.
little more queasy out of
The mayor
little-
kind of has his arm around. He's like, young lady, my daughter sacrificed herself almost 50 years ago. It's amazing that you've done this for us. He says, I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, I saw her this eve. And you haven't changed that room, have you, my friend?
You saw her.
Yeah, she was in your home.
He's like,
She invited me to her room.
that's impossible. She's dead. He says her room is still the same it was on the day she gave herself to the bitch.
I know, I've seen that room today.
Am I currently all right in my mind?
Yeah. You're just gonna be like uneasy, basically.
I am walking out to this mayor, grabbing his coat chart, and I'm bringing him. Where is the switch?
As soon as you grab his coat, he like falls to the ground. He starts yelling. He's like, help! And you can see him like calling out for help, and like people down the street start opening the doors a little bit.
Yeah, and I bent over to try to help pick him up, and like I look over at Gerbrand and I'm like, what are you doing?
I am saving you, girl. What I am doing? What do you think I am doing over here?
Well, you're throwing this old man on the ground, apparently. But
He is asking
Kano
for
flying?
you to be sacrificed. You want that to happen? These humans. I'm gonna beat
Yeah,
their
now,
logic out of
when
their
it-
head.
Yeah, I kind of start believing that so myself.
What? let's get this man up, please.
No, he's going to answer me. Where is the switch of his?
So he's like kind of like down on the
I
ground,
don't
like
think
shaking his
he's
hands
saying
so you don't pummel him.
I say out loud.
He says, "We never seen her. She lives in the woods. Please don't hurt me. We just do it. If we don't sacrifice her, we will have no food. Our orchards will rot and we'll starve."
And you've never seen.
I will smack the head of your butcher. I will take his brains and I will feed you with that brains. Where is that witch?
And he shakes his. I don't know. We stake them to the tree, and they come, and the bitch will come from the woods, and she feeds, and then we bury the corpse in the seedling, and the orchard is good. We do the same thing.
And nobody's ever seen this creature before.
He says, no, we can't.
I spit on the ground. You bury the dead, and from there you get the fruit.
Yes.
You're all murderers.
Says no.
You're all.
But if we don't, we'll all die, and then I'll have the death of hundreds of people on my head. He said, "Isn't the death of one worth the prosperity of all? Surely you must understand, being a dwarf."
That doesn't work like that.
He says, "But I've heard the tales of you sacrificing your people to the demons in the depths." He says, "It's no different."
Who is that even? No, it is not done in our clan.
I barge into the middle and I say, okay, we need to sit down and think this thoroughly. Just keep your thoughts focused. Okay, first, you are an awful druid, and I point out to the druid. Second, you should have had more patience, and I say that to start. And third, we need to get this man up. I mean, you don't want to kill him, Garbane, do you?
I think he might.
I will kill him. I will kill him if he does not tell me where the witch is.
You guys hear like this loud, screechy, ear-piercing sort of scream from the woods. Everybody give me a wills check. 1 bane.
Oh, okay.
One vein.
Oh wow, wheel checks all the time. Alright, one man.
Yeah, that's.
Let's see. Gash, you're gonna have 1 insanity.
I think I might have peed myself too.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, Gerbane, 1 more insanity.
So I insane for 2 rounds. Oh my goodness.
With 1 bane, right?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So Ergo, you're good. Star, you're not gonna gain an insanity, but you have this really uncomfortable feeling that you're like being watched, or like something is like, like spying on you.
Wants to eat me.
Yeah.
Um,
And let's see, Gash, you're frightened for a round, Gerbane for 2 rounds. We're not really in a round thing, so it ain't gonna make a big difference here. But you characters are frightened. And yeah, you can see like the old man on the ground. His eyes.
I released the old man.
The old man. His eyes
released
kind of
the old man.
widen. Oh, okay. When he hears the scream, you can see like all the blood just drained from his face. He goes almost deathly white pale, and he says, "We have to stake her to the tree." He says, I didn't give the lady a name. So he like calls over to his wife. He's like, get the stakes in her dress. And he looks at Star and he says, "Please, young lady, just have a seat."
And I look back at the mayor and I go, we're not staking anybody anything. That bitch can come here and it may find a couple of people that might not be so happy with it.
He said, "But you can't look upon her."
I don't need to look at it to kill it. And I shake my head right in his face.
He says,
I will split your head open before I look at her.
he said, he shakes his head. He says, "No, you could split my head, but I will save these people." And he just like starts screaming at the top of his lungs for help. You can see like other people starting to come out of their houses. There's a couple people have like pitchforks and shovels. And they're kind of like making a little posse down the street. He says,
Oh, that's
"We will.
bad.
I will not let this happen." He said, "She will be staked. The bitch will feed, and we will have our fruit for the fall."
Okay, so I draw my shield from my back. I pick up my club, and I point at one of the random persons with pitchforks, and I say, after that person is being smashed, you are coming next, old man. I will not let you live even the last days of your life, and I will stake you in our place.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, Erica's about to shut down.
Well, can I make a kind of intimidation roll?
Are you doing it towards the mayor or the people? But yeah, either way. But
The mayor.
okay,
The mayor,
yeah,
yes.
go for it. Give yourself two
Can I get a?
2 boons.
Okay.
I mean, you basically
Let's
have
see
them
what
down on the
happens.
ground anyway. 22. So yeah, you can see like he's absolutely terrified of this, but he still fights through, and he just kind of like shakes his head. And he's like, "Kill me if you must, but I will make sure these people have food."
Okay. So if one goes down, I will see if others are coming to fight me. Fight this Gurven Riskven! I kind of give a battle cry.
Anybody else gonna?
I just want to silence him. Am I still insane at the moment?
You're just frightened.
Probably not.
Oh, okay, I'm just frightened.
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
people would you say are coming towards us? Everybody in town?
No, there's like 6 of them. 4 men, 2 women. Probably upper 50s, low 60s. They're all older.
Oh,
Again, because they sacrifice all the girls to
Oh,
this
right.
fucking bitch thing. So there's
Okay,
no people. Without young women to
I'll
make
talk-
people, there's not going to be people.
Out of character, I will like to kill one only if I have to,
Okay.
and then make another intimidation roll to back them off.
Okay.
Or I will injure one and then make that roll.
Okay.
I kind of want to stab the mayor in the neck, but
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I'm a little pissed at the mayor, but I look over and I go, so that bitch comes this evening, doesn't it?
He nods.
I look over at Gash and I go, hey, I don't care if he says we can't look at it. They've never looked at it. How do they know?
Good
Let's
point.
kill this thing tonight. And I go, hey, Bane, slow down. We got to attend to what's going on over here. If we kill this bitch thing, they'll have no problem at all, right?
Well, they are not letting us. They are thinking that if we kill them, that they will not get fed.
Well, I don't really
Yeah.
care because they're not going to kill me. I'll tell you that.
Well, we have to
Survived
contain
too
this.
much.
We have to contain the situation now because they're coming for us, right?
Yeah, they're a good distance down the street yet with their pitchforks and torches and stuff. I mean, it'll be a few minutes before they get to you. They're old people walking slowly down the street, but
So I assume we're pretty frantic right now, probably yelling at each other. What's the Torfinia guy doing?
actually, I need. Well, since you're looking for him, give me a perception check.
All right.
Hey, Morgan, how long do you plan on going with this, bro? And I'm not trying to
Probably like a half hour at tops.
hap out. Okay.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just want to make sure.
Gash, as you look around, you don't really see him anywhere. You kind of hear something scratching around in the wood behind you, though. When you look over, you can see, like, this... You assume it was the Torfine guy or whatever, kind of, like, disappear into this crook of the wood on the tree.
And so I point that way and yell at everybody. Insert the guy here. Went that way
Into the tree.
into the woods.
Oh, into the woods. Okay.
Or did he went in the woods, right?
Into the tree, into the crook of the tree.
He went into the tree. Holy crap. Okay. Well, I tell everybody that just happened.
So you actually want to follow them?
Actually, I guess you guys get to take a pick. Do you want to take a fast action or a slow action?
I would assume I already have. If my dagger isn't drawn, I want to draw it.
Okay, yeah, that won't take an action to draw, so...
Okay.
Okay, so are we in combat?
Sort
No.
of.
We're in something.
So I out of character, I want to ask the group, and do you want to fight or do you want to run?
Well, actually, Erigo, he's very neutral. He kind of think. I mean, not me, but my character. He kind of think that you guys, you brought that upon yourself, so he's just gonna he's just happy to observe things. So
Right. Well, clearly Star is very interested in making sure that she's not going to be expired.
Yeah, Gash is definitely invested in immediate survival right now.
Yes.
Not really
So
thinking down the road. So I want to just make it out like a badger trapped in a corner or something.
Right. Exactly.
So what? I couldn't hear you for the distortion in the net. What are you planning?
Definitely to attack. I feel like I'm backed into a corner. So
Oh, so combat
am
it
I
is
the
then.
only one who? Am I the only one who kind of lost you there for a second?
I can't hear myself. I don't know.
I think it was just on your end, yeah.
Yeah, I heard everything.
Okay, then maybe it's a problem with my connection.
You can see the tree behind you. You can see like these weird intestinal sort of root type things kind of come out from the center of it. Kind of like the root thingy in that picture that's on the screen. And they're kind of like crawling across the ground. Obviously, they're headed in your guys' direction. Gash, you're close to it, and Arrigo, you're both close to the tree. So you guys can take a fast action or slow action, or kind of give me ideas what you want to do. The little posse of
mean.
okay, the posse's down the street a little ways. A fast action and a slow action. So combat. What's the easiest way to describe it? There's not really an initiative. You can take a fast action, which is you can make an attack or make a move. Or there's a slow action where you can do both, but the people who take the fast action go first. And then the people who take the slow action go after. You're muted,
I'm
Corey.
going to go on slow.
So grouping the slow.
Okay, so I'm going to do a fast action, and I'm gonna say to the do you wear armor, Gar, or not?
Do you what?
Do you wear? I mean, is the dwarf wearing any armor or not?
I don't think so.
I'm not wearing any armor.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a fast action, and I say to him, well, I promised you some armor, haven't I? Well, it's time I fulfill my promise. And I kind of from the sleeves of my robe, I take out like a strange mechanism that looks like there's like it's sort of like there's like, I don't know if you are familiar with Evklinian's Gimlocks. So it looks like it's a planet, and it's like there are some circles that are surrounding it. And I hold this on top of, at my shoulders, like height. And I mumble some words, and the clockworks that surround this operation, they start spinning around. And a light is shed, and it kind of scans you like it's like a camera, and you see that from the feet on your ground until the top of your shoulder, it's kind of like Transformers when you see that things like constructed and so on.
Yeah.
And out of basically thin air, but starting from your feet and until your shoulder, there's like a metallic armor starting covering all your body. Almost kind of liquefied. You could definitely say it's magic.
That's cool.
And I say, and after I finish with my spell, I say, there, I now fulfilled my promise.
Okay, so who of us have these armors?
You have this armor, and it gives you +2 to your defense.
Some more.
Okay, anyone else?
Are the intestines coming out
Yes.
like a Kira style, like aren't going to after us, or just creeping?
No, they're headed towards you.
Oh, I will immediately try to stab it.
Alrighty.
So fast action,
So fast,
I guess.
go for it.
Is that a strength check, I assume?
Yep, strength check. You're going to have 1 bane because you're currently frightened.
Okay.
Let's see. Their defense is... I'm assuming that's not good if I hear... So yeah, this thing kind of like just completely dodges your dagger attack. You can feel it like start slithering around your leg. Anybody else taking a fast action?
Whoa.
So
You're
just to,
muted,
because
Corey.
I did lost a couple of seconds. So we have the tree that kind of tries to murder us or eats us or something in between. And we have the mob that's also coming towards us.
Yep.
Or just the tree?
Nope, the trees has like the roots and stuff that are like intestinal roots coming out of it to attack you. The mob is a good 100 yards away. It'll be like probably about 4 rounds before they're even next to you.
But won't the mobs get scared of the tree?
Guess
And
we'll
like
find
they-
out.
Yes, we'll find out, yes.
You're muted, Corey.
Wonderful.
Any more fast actions?
No, I'm gonna take a slow action.
Slow. Cash and took that. All right. These intestines are on a fast action, so let's see. Gash, you could feel like these things like starting to crawl up your leg. What is your defense?
11.
Okay. And we have. Oops. All right. This is 2. Submit.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So
Swing and a miss.
roll 1 dice, 6 plus 2. 5 damage that you take. So, these things kind of like crawl up your leg a little bit. You can see like these weird thorny protrusions kind of come out of it, and it just clamps down on your leg. You are also grappled at the moment. I'll have to look and see what that does exactly, but you are currently grappled. And slow
Awesome.
action, Gerbane and Star, you are up.
Well, I am going to go for the. Look, the trees attacking Gash.
Yes, yep. There's like the slimy intestine things coming out of it are like pulling him to the ground.
Okay, so I will attack this protrusion.
Okay. You're currently not able to move, Gash. It just kind of holds you in place.
Okay.
Okay, so so if I have to attack, then I have to attack the tree, right?
Yeah. You're attacking these like intestinal tentacle things.
Okay, so I will scream in some dwarvish tongue and spit on this, and then bring my club on it
All right.
at full force.
You have one bane
So
for your
I would be
frightened.
rolling, and I have a weapon training,
Okay.
being a warrior.
Okay.
So I have one boon.
Okay.
I'm canceling that bane.
So just a straight up
Okay,
strength.
let's see.
Defense
A
is
strength roll, right?
Yep. And a defense is a 14 that you're trying to hit.
Let's see how it goes.
12. Go ahead and do damage.
Nah, it doesn't hit right.
Oh, I'm looking at 10. Yeah, if you hit the oh, I didn't put it in, did I? That's why. You can use the little weapon one too, but I gotta fix that macro still, so okay. So 14 is its miss. What's your weapon, a hammer?
A club.
A club.
I do not have good weapons.
So you see Gerbane just like hammering the ground. These little tentacle things are like sliding out of the way. They leave like trails of slime and mucus across the ground. Star?
I'd like to move a little bit away and go over and try to cut the one, try to attack the one that is attacking Gash.
Okay.
All right.
You're not frightened or anything, so you got a straight up roll unless you
No.
have something that's going to offer you a boon. I think you have trickery, don't you?
That's what I was just about to see if I could use.
Yep.
I'm gonna put trickery on, so I'm gonna add a boon. And then if I attack and hit with it, I get an extra d6.
Okay.
So, try it. Keep up. It's all right.
14 is the defense.
Yep. And what is the inquiry on this? Oh no, I know it is. There we go. And one boon. No, that's a boon or a bane?
Boon. One boon.
It is a boon. Yeah, one boon. Okay.
12, so 2 off. So yeah, you slice at these things and stuff. Your dagger hits them and stuff, but it's like a really thick, leathery, tentacly, slimy thing. It just it leaves a little mark on it, but it doesn't seem like it does any sort of damage on it.
Okay.
That's the end of the round. Gash, you are not frightened anymore. Gerbane, you have 1 frightened left. Who wants to take a fast move? These things always go fast, so...
Can I ask a question, basically?
Yep.
So if I move and cast a spell, I'm taking a slow action, right?
Correct.
So if I just
I'm going on fasting.
Yeah, if I just
yeah.
cast a spell, I'm taking a fast action.
Yep.
All right. So just to have like a good picture, a clear picture in my head. So Gas is prone and he's being pulled by the tree, right?
Yep, it looks like it's going to start dragging him into it.
All right. So what I do is that I kind of like raise the other hand, that not the one that I'm holding my contraption, and I seem to like mumble some words in a language that you do not understand, and you see basically a spark of light, a spark of blue light basically ignites from my hand, and I point it out to the branch, and I cast Arcane Bolt. I try to hit the branch. I do not need to roll an attack roll for this.
Okay.
It automatically hits.
Okay.
And it does pure damage. So unfortunately it only rolls like 1d3 plus 1, but it's not a hit.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's see
so
how many hit points it has to. Go ahead and roll damage.
and I kind of like try to cut the branch basically. I can find like let's say a spot that the branch is weaker, I'm gonna definitely aim for that.
Okay.
Otherwise, so yeah, that's like my plan. I try to find like the optimum way to cut this thing.
Okay.
So I just roll straight ahead for damage, right?
Straight ahead for damage. Yep.
So I slash roll 1d3 plus 1. All right. So I
2.
hit it for 2 damage.
All right. So you're able to get the tentacle that's on Gash. You know, it's kind of severed about halfway through. Gash and Star, you both are doing fast moves. You said.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing again if you'll let me before Gash does.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Whatever you want.
I mean, what do you think, Gash?
Well, I don't have insanity, and I have this boon.
Okay.
Trickery.
Yeah. I mean, you can use that every round. It says once per round.
Yep.
So I can.
Yeah, I
you
just
can
looked
do
it up.
trickery
I'm
every
like,
round. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. I'll swing with trickery at it again. I don't have any problem. So
go ahead.
let's do that. And
I need an agility check on your turn, Gash, before you make your attack, though.
Okay.
Attack damage
Ooh.
3. Nice.
now I get a D6, right? So I get an extra D6. So
Oh, yep. You get an extra one, too. Yeah.
roll 1 D6.
5. Nice.
And that's 5 more.
Yeah,
Nice.
you cleanly cut the... No, I don't need that agility check now. You cleanly cut that tentacle off of Gash.
All right.
Gash, you're on the ground prone. You can attack on the ground if you do take the fast action, but you're going to get a bane from that. Or you can go slow and get up and attack.
Okay. So there's more. I assume there's more than one coming at me.
It's just I'll let you, Chris. I'll let you know when you.
Well, there are more tentacles?
Yeah, there's
more.
about 5 of them that have come out from the base of this tree.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna take it now that one's off of me. I guess I'll take a slow action to trickery stab the other one.
Okay. Gerbane, did you want to do fast or slow?
Okay. I will go on fast.
Okay, go for it.
So, same one, just an attack roll.
Okay. You're gonna have 1 bane for
Let's
your
see
thing,
if
but
I
they
can-
cancel out. So
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's a hit.
yep.
Is there a crit in
The
it?
club is a D6, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow.
6. So you kind of like
Yeah.
move around, clubbing the hell out of this thing. The one that was on Gash is like pulverized into a pulp. The other 4 little tentacles start to retreat back into the tree. Star Gash would be up. You can see the posse down the street is getting a little bit closer, but they start, they kind of like slow down when they see this is starting to go on. And you see one of them point over towards the woods, and they're like, "There she is." You can see when you look across the woods, you see like the small figure crawling across the ground. It looks like it has large arms coming off of its back, and it's like scurrying real close to the ground.
Awesome.
Oh, my God.
You can't quite make out too much. It's a good distance out there, but it's moving quickly, like very fast.
Well, I want to stab it whenever it gets here.
Yeah, I braced myself basically. Whatever.
All right.
Okay, so you are also, everybody's not wearing armor, right?
Oh no, I have armor on. I don't know if I wasn't supposed to
No.
take it, but I did.
I think so.
Gus,
have
are
armor.
you wearing armor?
I don't, and that might be due to my ignorance of equipping myself, but I just went by the normal equipment roll
Okay.
of my wealth.
So seeing as you are not
I
wearing
had some
armor
money,
as well, I am gonna kind of like come close to you and do the same thing that I did with the dwarf, and I'm gonna give you some armor. So I give you another 2 extra armor class.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm actually okay with that. Like I said, I did take armor. I took a hard leather armor because I could. and so my defense is actually a 14, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
40. All right.
Yeah, so this thing gives you like two extra armor.
Okay.
Right.
All right. When you guys look across, this field, you can see like everybody like panicking in the distance. They're like running into houses, and you can hear like the doors slamming and stuff. You see the mayor on the ground. He looks across, and then he just like faints where he is. He's like comatose on the ground. You can see this weird creature in the distance, like scurrying across the ground. It's coming right for you guys. Mainly, it looks like it's kind of headed towards Star. And Star, you have this weird, uneasy feeling to like go meet it.
Yeah, and I fight the uneasy feeling, and just rush at it like I need to fight this thing because I'm afraid it's gonna kill me.
All right. What are you other three doing? You waiting for it, or gonna go to it, or?
Is the druid there?
Nope, he disappeared into the
He
tree.
went in the tree. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I forgot that.
So this is a woman that is coming towards us.
You can't quite make it out. It looks kind of a humanoid form, but
How far away is it from me at this point? As I'm
about
rushing towards
30 yards, give or take.
30 yards. Okay, just give me a moment. I want to remind myself of a spell.
Well, I will go on slow then.
Okay.
Are there more tentacles? Then I will bob at them.
Okay, yeah. They're kind of receding into the tree at the moment, but if they come out, that'll actually be a triggered action in your case. So if they came out, you would be able to attack them, and still have your action.
Okay. So is the second round ended? So I will not be frightened anymore.
Right. Yep.
So how much is long range?
Long range is like more than 20 years, I think.
Yeah, it was quite a ways. I don't know off the top of my head, but she's within long range for sure.
Okay, so and see how much time will she? In how much time? Because she's clearly reaching towards us, right?
Yeah, she'll be there.
Right.
I'm basically, you guys have a fast action. She's on slow, so she'll be at the end of
That's what
Okay. Okay, so
I would like to take a fast action on this one.
okay, so I will take a fast action, and I will kind of like I can. So I will cling it to my into my metallic thing over here, and I will just leave it in the air for a moment, and I give to it like a command in High Archaic, and you see this thing, it stands near me, and there is like a staff that like appears from it, and it's reaching, it becomes longer and longer, and you see that it fixates in a specific point. And then you see that from that little like staff, there's like a base that kind of folds, and from that base you see that a ballista like forms, and it manifests. And once that is done, I kind of give like a command to the ballista, and the ballista fires at the base.
All right.
Basically.
Awesome, man. This is
Yeah,
impressive.
so this thing will last there for 10 rounds.
Okay.
So, and I use like an intelligent attack roll. That's it.
Intelligence.
Yeah, it's just my intelligence.
Okay.
So,
Right.
yeah, go.
That's cool. So does that attack immediately, or is it only set up in one round?
It doesn't say that it takes. Yeah, I do not know if that's one clarification that I'm not entirely sure. At the end of each round, the turret fires at one target.
So at the end of each round.
So and in other rounds.
At the
So
end,
at the end of this round, or at the end of the next round?
the end of this round, because you're casting it fast. So yeah, it'd be at the end of each round. So
Okay.
okay.
But I just like designate the command. I'm like, this is where you hit.
All right.
Right. All right. So I definitely want fast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my sling for the first time, which is kind of fun.
Okay. Gash and Gerben, you guys can do fast or slow.
Medium.
I will probably go for slow. I will want her to appear.
Okay. And Gash.
I just want to, I guess, like a defensive action, a slow action whenever she gets here.
Okay.
Then have her in the face.
Yeah, go ahead and do your fast action then, Corey.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna use my sling with my good old little happy little property it comes with, and we're gonna try it.
So yeah, you can see this thing like
With
scurrying
a-
across the ground. So it almost looked very insect-like or spidery-like as it like skitters across the ground towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna take a boon because of my little ability.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice.
Nice.
So
Okay,
3
so now the
damage.
way, Chris, you asked, it's /R space and then whatever you want to put in. So 1d6 enter. Oh, well, whatever.
Well, I'm in for the
It's under-
specific like
it's-
attack and damage.
It's under the weapon tag on your character sheet. If
Yeah.
you scroll all the way down, you can
Right.
put the
Oh
weapons.
crap! I
I didn't make
guess
the new
didn't-
template for it yet, but it's partly working.
Oh, I didn't.
So
I
your
guess I didn't
sling,
add
when
that.
it hits this thing, you hear like a strange, sickening thunk, and it, you can kind of see it bounce off. It doesn't make any sound or whatever. The stone doesn't really make any sound, or you don't hear it like cracking anything or anything like that.
Okay.
The other ones are slow.
Get it slow at all?
No,
or-
so you see this thing, it's like skidding across the ground, and it slowly comes into the view of the town. They have like large tiki type torch things in the town, and it kind of comes into view, and you see like, swap over to it. So you see that it's a humanoid figure. It looks like it was a female, perhaps. You can see like these really sagging breasts dragging across the ground. It has 8 or 6 large spiky sort of legs that kind of branch out from its back, and it has like a large carapace over its head. The flesh on it started to rot and decay. Like one of the breasts kind of hangs across the ground. He's dragging behind it. Its back end, there's nothing there. It's just entrails that hang out. I need everybody to do a wisdom with 1 bane.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I hate these willpower checks.
yeah.
Oh no! Look at that thing.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry. What were we rolling again?
A will check with 1 bane.
How do I always succeed on my will checks, honestly?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
We got the same roll there.
I succeeded at something.
Bane.
Why am I the only person who fails in damn will checks? Oh no, I am afraid of
No, I did as
3
well.
rounds.
So, yep, Gerbane star
for
1
3 rounds.
insanity.
There's something that I have to. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say it actually right now, but if I kind of get a negative score somewhere, I kind of shut down. That's how clockworks work.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So I'm just like saying this right now so that nobody freaks out.
All right. Everybody who had a slow action can go. This thing, it's only like 10, 15 feet away from you at the moment.
All right, I'd like
Who is
to
going on slow?
stab it.
So, alrighty, go for it.
All right, I'm going to use the trickery then.
Okay.
So I am. Oh wow.
14. Oh, her defense is 16. So you can run up to this thing.
no.
You slice it. You can see like the flesh kind of flays apart, but it has absolutely no impact on this thing at all. You can see it's like
Hey Jackson, you need
claws
to turn
start
that off
coming
now,
in
dude,
towards
because the
you.
headset is not broken. It died. So yeah. So I gotta.
So I think I will be going next. Oh wow, we are having echoes.
Yep, you're okay. Go ahead.
So I will try to surround this, like kind of flank this
Okay.
creature with gash at one side,
Okay.
and that will give me at least 1 wound.
Yep. Give you another
And
bait.
I think that will cancel the bane
Okay.
for frightened.
And then you
And
should
so
have.
I still will have 1 wound from weapon training.
Yep.
Because I am guessing I cannot hit this thing without a boon.
So yep. 1 boon then. Yep.
I'm rolling the attack first. Oh,
Nice. Yeah.
I don't think I have to. Yeah. So 1d6. Well, I am frightened after all.
Don't you get if your score is above 20? Don't you get something like a critical or something?
Nah, not for warriors, I guess. It is unlocked on second level.
Oh, is it? So yeah, when you hit this thing, it's just like a sickening sort of thud into it. It kind of turns around and lets out this screechy sort of sound towards you. Was that everybody? And Star.
Yeah.
Star, you're up.
Oh, by the way,
I went first.
wait.
So.
Is this end of the round because the turret will fire? I think.
Well, she has to go, and then it is yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Gerbane, she's right in your face, so you are the lucky recipient.
Yeah, I know. I'm receiving that.
All right. So, she kind of like turns around. She lets out this weird sort of screechy sound. You can see like these huge, massive fangs in her mouth. She tries to kind of grab a hold of you with those spiky legs that are coming out of her back and drag you into her.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Let's see.
So,
Where's my sheet?
So happy not to play melee characters.
And let's see.
well, if I survive this one.
She has no boons. Nope, no boons, no banes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I need
that's a quite bit of damage, man.
I need a
Just
strength.
to let you know, guys, welcome to This Is How Morgan Rolls.
Okay.
Roll a strength.
So that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a Morgan thing.
Okay.
I also need a strength roll with 1 bane.
Cool.
I'm failing this roll anyways. Let's see. A strength roll with 1 bin.
Yep.
I have a feeling that I am engulfed by this thing.
Yeah, I tend to roll.
Oh no!
really well.
I'm
16,
not standing
okay.
now.
Nope, you can feel like when she drags you in, she sinks her fangs into you, like this venom kind of course through you. You're a dwarf anyway, so yeah, you can feel the dwarf. Your constitution fight this venom off. It doesn't have any effect on you.
Oh yes, was it a poison?
Yeah, it was, but you're a dwarf, so
Oh, I get a boon to resist poison.
you're good anyway. But yeah, you can feel like the poison kind of sink into your blood system and stuff as your constitution fights it off. Go ahead and roll your damage with
One
that
more
thing.
The damage was 9.
Yep.
Oh wow, I am coughing blood. Okay.
There you
I don't
go.
know if I can survive this fight.
You can roll your attack with that thingy. There you go.
Okay, yes. So it's an intelligent attack roll.
Yep. And you're going against a
So-
16 defense.
Okay. So
Nice.
yeah. So damn it. If it was 2 higher, I would roll 3d6 instead of
Oh, nice.
2d6. So yeah, just 2d6. So slash roll 2d6. So 4 damage.
All right. Yeah, you can see when you hit this thing, it kind of like blows a chunk of her flesh off. She's obviously bleeding and in pain. She lets out a really hideous sort of screech and turns towards your direction. You can see like a whole bunch of different eyes on the carapace on her head kind of blink in your direction.
No.
Everybody who wants a fast action, you're up.
I'm going on fast.
Okay. Go for it.
I still have the boon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You're muted again, Corey.
I'm going fast. This is a different round, so now my insanity's gone, or do I still keep that insanity?
You keep that 1 insanity, but you're not frightened no more.
Okay.
No, I can't hit it.
11, nope. You can use your
Nope.
character sheet too, like the others are if you want.
Okay, so
I don't know how the weapon one functions.
Oh, you can
That's-
just use the regular strength one. It'll figure it in as well. Then you would just have to roll damage. If it's any easier.
Okay.
Anybody else fast, Star? There you go.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
It's coming out right now. Bam. I missed?
Yep. So it just kind of opens up a flay of her flesh. She doesn't have any impact on her. It doesn't seem like. Right now her focus is keeping Gerbane in her grasp, and she's staring down. There you go.
okay, so
Squishy dwarf over there.
I will take again a fast action, and I will cast my second arcane bolt for the day.
Okay.
and I'm out of those. So it's a direct hit.
Okay.
Is she clinging onto somebody?
She is, yeah.
Who is she clinging to?
Gerbane, she kind of has him wrapped up in her webby claw
Okay.
things.
So I would, RP wise again, I would try to like find that like choke point where I would be able to theoretically like cut that limb off to kind of free my friend, but you know.
Yep.
This is what I would do. So I would roll plus. Roll it's 1d3 plus 1. So there we go. So I do an extra 2 damage to her.
29. So yeah, you're able to kind of shatter one of her limbs, but she still has the other 5 of them holding him tight.
Yeah.
Gerbane, if you want to do fast.
And at the end of this, yeah, and in the end of my turn, I will throw again with my bolt thrower.
Yep. Let's see. Gerbane and Gash, either of you going fast?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Gash, remember you will get 1 boon from the surrounded thing.
I'm sorry? Oh, I get an extra
Yep.
A boon
from what?
for flanking.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm flanking her, right?
Yep.
We both are.
All right. I'm rolling with 2 boons for that and a trickery.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
14. Nice. Go ahead and do damage.
So
Someone has to gather the attention of him. Of this freaking thing.
Nice.
They're so poor. That's like 1/3 of the dice.
All right, go ahead, Gerbane. You have.
Okay, so
Let's see. Oh, you're poisoned.
do I
So
need to make a strength check again?
Yep. With your.
So I get a boon?
Yep. You have 2 actually from being a fighter and then flanking.
Oh, so we are going for a new round?
Oh no, you just get 2 boons because you have 2 benefits. Because you're flanking and you got
No.
your. Oh, you already used that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I was in the. We are still continuing the round, right? This is the 3rd round, right?
Yep.
So is it my turn?
Yep.
Or did I went already?
Nope, your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. So my one, the same one. 2 wounds?
Yep.
Okay.
$25. Yep.
Ah.
Go ahead and do damage. That you'll have to type in.
Yes. More red damage.
So yeah, as you like, smacking her with your club as you dressed, you can see like a big crack kind of appear down her face, and then this carapace that's over top of her skull. Like this really nasty, dead, fleshy sort of smell erupts from it. When she's looking in your direction, Erigo, she kind of like opens her mouth, and all these little eyes start blinking, and you can see like little bits of webbing kind of flying in your direction. Can I get an agility check?
From me?
Yep.
Oh no.
No, from me,
Okay.
you said, right?
Nope, from Erigo.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
okay.
just plain agility, right?
Yep, and you don't have any bands or
Okay.
boons, so yep, plain agility. Difficulty is 10, like normal.
Submit.
8.
Okay, that's a failure at least.
And then-
Only a failure.
You got 2 dice 6.
So I roll 2 dice 6. Okay. Whoa, 12.
All right, so you're like covered in this nasty sticky web, and you can feel like all your gears and everything kind of hinge up. And you're kind of stuck in an awkward position as you fall and hit the ground. You're just covered in this thick, nasty webbing. You can go ahead and do your attack with that thing, though.
Okay.
Oil. Okay.
14. I think I miss.
Yep, you do. 16's the defense. All right. Oh, she's all done. So, fast round. You can see the clubbing that Gerbane is giving her on her skull and stuff. She's kind of looks a little kind of out of sorts. She's hurting pretty bad.
So new round.
Yep, new round. So you got 4 rounds of that. So 4th round.
I'm trying to do something really, I know, I'm very foolish over here, but I'm trying. So I am going to make a, what is that called? Let me see. It's a kind of attack that will make unbalance the creature. Now it's one size more than me,
Okay.
so I will have 1 bin.
Okay.
And I will also have 1 bin for making such an attack, so 2 bins. But I get 2 wounds, so
To counteract them, so it's just going to be a straight up roll then.
let's see if I can roll high. Ah!
Beautiful. Yes. So yeah, what do you do?
So I kind of duck down, hit one of her legs that is on the ground, and blow it out of the ground to make her unbalanced.
Okay.
So that will still do the damage, I guess.
Yeah.
And let me find out the
So she's
attack.
unbalanced.
Yeah, probably. Where is the attack? Okay, so she has to make an agility roll.
She does. Okay. Oh jeez.
If she fails, she's prone.
Okay. Oops, wrong one. Let's see, agility. Where did she get in?
Oh, worth a try, anyways.
Yeah, it was a good try, definitely.
But yeah, she doesn't really have legs as much as she has like crawling intestines. But your club kind of sinks in and smushes in there. You can feel like all the gore splatter across your lower half of your body when you hit her. Anybody else want to take a fast action?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, and you're still flanking.
Yep. And you got your trickery. You're muted again, Star.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Oh wow!
So we're gonna do a fast action. Sorry, my kid was talking to me, so I didn't know what you guys do.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Boom
But
shakalaka.
well, he's 13, so he's whatever. Just a weekend.
Gash,
But,
what do you have? A knife or dagger? Or
I'm
dagger.
gonna try to do a called shot with my sling again.
okay.
It gives me 2 banes, but I get it 1 boon, so that it only gives you 1 bane, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Gash, you just bury your dagger right into her throat. You can see like this greenish red nasty stuff just like pouring down her chest.
Yeah.
Is she expire?
She's got 2 hit points.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna call the shot anymore. I'm just gonna.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, just go for the kill.
Her head
Yeah,
explodes.
I'm not trying to get all. I was trying to get fancy with it.
Yeah, like just secure the kill, man. Like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's not do all that. We'll do the swing one last time. Come on.
Double somersault.
No, I was just trying to do a called shot. I thought it might be kind of fun. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, good Jesus! Someone has to survive after this last round. Unless you kill somebody.
Let's see, grouping, Gash.
Yeah,
Origo, if you want to try and make a strength or agility check to break free, you can.
okay,
It's-
would trying to cut the webs with my dagger
Right.
help, or am I not able to do so?
No, it's kind of figured in. That'd be what you're trying to do. You get 3
All right.
banes though.
Okay, seeing as this might kinda overheat my motors, I wouldn't try to get out of here because actually the problem is that like if I roll like negative, I stop functioning. And that's actually that's true. That's how clockwork works. If you kind of fail miserably, you kind of malfunction, and somebody has to come there and like reopen.
Turn you back on.
Yeah, turn you back on. Yeah, exactly.
All right. If you want to
So-
make your attack with your other thing, though, you can.
Yeah. So I will sit my bolt thrower over there. 0. Do I get any penalty? Oh, yes, she's not prone.
Nope.
Yep, I horribly failed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she kind of turns back to Gerbane, and she just tears into you again.
Ooh.
Oh, come at me!
No,
Come
no.
at me! I'm taunting this thing.
Come at me, bro.
Let's see. Where is it? Thing plus
I could have killed this damn thing. Damn it.
With a slingshot.
It's okay. It's going down anyways. Either I am going down or this is going down anyways.
She doesn't get any boons or banes, so. What's your defense?
I have just 13 defense,
13.
Yeah, that's a pity.
so it's a hit.
So, don't you have your shield on?
No, I might. Oh wait, no. I have agility of 10. The shield gives me 1, and 2 from your magic.
For
So that's
13.
13.
Yeah.
All right. It's like Gurban braces for the
All right. Let's
blades.
see. How many hit points do you have?
I currently have 10 hit points.
All right. Well, let's see.
Oh my goodness!
10. So
Again,
I believe that
welcome to more playing with Morgan.
I believe you're just unconscious. I think
But
it's,
it's so creepy. It's so creepy. It's like the GM asks me, okay, so you have 10 hit points, right? I'm giving you a 10 damage thing.
Yeah, I told you. What did I tell you?
let me double check just to make sure, because I know it's right here.
Man.
Okay, so I need to make a what?
I'm checking. I don't know if it is a combat.
Well, a creature becomes incapacitated when its damage total equals to health score.
Okay, so
It's page 4. It's page 41.
okay, so yeah, you're just incapacitated right now, but essentially unconscious.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't get hit,
So
you
I
might
have to
be able
roll-
to. Let's see, damage, death. So disabled. At the end of each round that you are disabled on a dice 6. On a 1, you are dying. So it's the end of the round. So go ahead and do a 1 dice 6 and don't roll a 1.
Let's hope that the dice gods are with me today.
Yeah.
On a 6, you heal 1 damage too. So
Okay.
Uh,
on a 1, you die.
Alright,
On a 6,
alright,
you heal 1
Hans.
damage. Impaired for the minute. After 3 consecutive. Okay, so you only get to do it 3 turns though. Yeah, 3 consecutive rounds. You're disabled. You become unconscious and die. So, all right. So yeah, you see Gerbane just drop to the ground. You see he's bleeding out profusely from like these puncture wounds that she's given him. It's the end of that round. So Gerbane and Star, you guys, or I mean, sorry, Gash and Star.
Star, you want to take a shot at it?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. Might as well.
Gerbane's beard slowly starting to get stained with blood.
Yeah.
Your blood.
His own blood.
His own blood, actually. There we go.
Oh,
1 damage, really?
No wait. I get my D6, so she'll drop.
Yeah, she's got 2. So
So you want me to roll, or because she'll drop?
No,
if
yeah,
it's
she's
like
dead.
this? Yeah.
All right.
yay!
so what were you attacking with?
With my sling.
So how does the sling drop her?
So I'm slinging it around, and I look at her, and I look up, and I go, "Man, you are one ugly bitch." And I let go of the rock, and it hits her right in that split part that was already kind of split, and it just like almost bananas her whole forehead, so like open. And underneath is just this ugly skeleton that's all deformed, and she just doesn't look right underneath. And yeah, it's
Beautiful.
bad scene for her.
Maybe
Not
you
a good
actually
look.
used like the black apple as as the stone. You
I already consumed the black apple, bro.
maybe you had like a stone or something.
So let's see.
Yeah, just the core. I use the core of the black apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Gash and
Have
Star.
a taste of your own medicine, you bitch.
Gash and Star. You guys see Gerbane unconscious
Anyone?
on the ground. Ergo's kind of like
I
suffering
I
with
do
us.
have a healing potion.
Yeah, I kind of say that there's a doctor in here. I can help.
No, but I do have a healing potion.
Okay.
Because of my wealth, I was given one of my.
Very nice.
So
I
will
have
go
one
over and
also, but I cannot drink in this disabled state.
Well, but I could heal him, right?
Yeah, if you want to give him the healing potion, yeah.
Yeah. So
Kind of out of space.
I don't know off the top of my head what it does. So
yeah, I don't either. But
It heals to its healing rate. My healing
oh
rate is
yeah,
4.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Go ahead. No,
nice.
mark off your healing potion.
so
So you guys can.
I cough, I splutter and cough off some blood, and I open up my eyes and I say, "My girl, Star, are you all right?"
Wow, you call me by my name.
What a happy
Yeah, I
ending.
think
You're almost nice to me right now. And I look at you and I go, yeah, you're still a silly old man. And I turn around and go, I killed it. And I do it like a dance. I killed her. I killed her. I killed her.
Are the mob of villagers just standing with their eyes or with their mouth agape?
Yeah, so after you
Staring at
hear
it?
this thing goes down, it lets out like this ear-piercing, blood-curdling sort of scream, and it hits the ground. You can see that like the whole body sort of decays into the ground. Small little mushrooms and flowers kind of crop up where it was in the ground. They all kind of glow with a reddish crimson sort of color. You see the tree itself also begins to just kind of wilt, and the whole thing just kind of like sags towards the ground. The people in the distance are kind of like staring out their windows. You can see them in the windows peeking out and stuff. The mayor's unconscious on the ground, but his wife is like running over trying to wake him up. She looks up long enough to say, took a story, and she says, "We will be expecting you back."
Can somebody free me? I again say.
I
And she says,
I look over at the mayor, his wife, and I go, I will have to be back.
She says, "But you're with child now." And you kind of get that weird fluttering
I
in your
will try.
stomach still.
I will try to.
She says, the maiden can help, bring this child to the world. You'll be the first of our village.
I will try to. I will try to crawl
I
up
get
and.
kind of a twinkle in my eye. You would think I'd be horrified by this, but I'm not because of my upbringing. And very intrigued to think what might be coming out of my body.
I will try to climb up, and I will look at the mayor and say, "All right, now this glove is going on your head." And I pick up my bloody glove.
I say to Gervain, we took care of their problem. Let the mayor die in his old age. Do me a favor. Go take care of Ergo.
Yeah, I kind of like go like this, and I'm like, guys, this is really diminutive for my work. Like, I could really use some help here.
Star, I put a note at the very bottom of your sheet for you in your notes section.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely like to play her again.
All right, so
So he's Gurben is sour, and he says, "All right, if you want me to spare the senile guy, all right, I will do that."
helping the poor guy out. So yeah, you can see some of these people. They kind of like close their shutters and stuff, and you can see like the lights in the houses going out down the street. Everybody looks like they're just like staying in their houses. Lights are going out, and the town is kind of blinks down into darkness.
Do they seem relieved?
No, you can go knock on a door.
No, I'm not interested.
We had a really busy day.
You can see
I'd like to find a rack.
the mayor lady, the mayor's wife, kind of start panicking, and she's kind of like trying to wake the mayor up, and he's not waking up. He has like a cold, fleshy, dead sort of look to him.
Well, that looks like he's finally dead.
I guess I could have stabbed him in the neck anyway.
I hate to say this thing 3 times, but doctor here.
All right, here you go, my friend. You go and check that.
Okay, so do you free me?
You just kind of mumble it from the ground.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I tear open all those webs.
All right. So I stand up. I'm kind of clenching a little bit. I kind of like take the dust off me, and I go and take a look at him to see, like, I check his pulses, his breathing.
Right. Yeah, he looks dead on all accounts.
Well, after conducting a research on him, I can definitely say by all my scientific knowledge that he is dead.
So, this woman just collapses
I
over
whistle.
the body. You can see,
I whistle in enjoyment.
yeah, you see the mayor's wife kind of collapse over his body, kind of hugging him close. You can hear her sobbing. So yeah, he's definitely dead. And she just kind of like sobs over top of his body, and everything kind of goes dark. So we can call it there for the night.
Sweet. That's awesome.
All right.
All right.
That was successful. That was fun, guys.
Yeah, that was a very pleasant and session over there.
I really enjoyed your all company.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Good.
Yeah, I was really curious to see like what's happening. I mean, we all knew that there was something fishy going on.
Yeah.
But we couldn't exactly pinpoint what's fishy.
I tried to leave a bunch of open threads too, so that we can come back to stuff. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm
a
excited
huge
for next
fan.
time.
Yep.
And Star, I would say Star definitely needs to stick around a little. You know what I mean? I want to find out what comes out this chick.
So that picture that you have like over now, that's the beach, right?
yes,
Okay.
Okay. So this is the witch to whom all girls are sacrificed.
yep.
Yeah.
And they tell you they give birth to the seedling thing, and then the bitch comes and eats the seedling and the body, and they bury the core in the what's left of the bodies, and that's what makes the orchard flower and bloom and produce fruit. But yeah, as you kill this thing, you can see like all the trees around in the area, especially this one big one in the main center of town, just kind of like weeps down and decays.
Before we leave, I would like to one last thing that Eric would like to do is he would like to take samples of like the tree and the bits and studies them later in his own
Okay.
in his own quiet room or something.
Right.
So yeah, that's the last thing that I would like to do.
All right, yeah, just put those in your notes.
Yep, I definitely will.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, I will. I think I should probably take some quirks because I have 3 insanity.
Let's see.
The next time I go insane, it will be like 4 rounds of frightening.
Yeah.
So is insanity?
You can do
permanent?
it. Yeah, kind of. Well, you can take a quirk and you can reduce it by 1d6, and you have to roleplay that quirk. For my, I think I will just to think about something. I think I will probably do what is I will take this very strange behavior of batting anything with club,
Okay.
because I feel like I have been uttering this all the time that I want to smack their head. So in my time of absence, when I will be remembering these horrific sights, I will kind of smack everything I get in front of me with anything, either with my hand or with my weapons. Obviously, I will not kill anything. It might be a pillow, it might be a book, it might be a table, but I will smack them.
I know Corey did. Did you guys happen to roll interesting things? If not, we can do that up real quick. Because I'm going to give everybody one interesting thing.
I think so. Let me
Well, I had that engagement ring that I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, I had.
What was it for her? I don't even remember what it was for her.
My interesting thing isn't that interesting now that we're out in the boonies. A fancy set of clothes bearing a curious stain.
Stars was a pair of loaded dice.
Yeah, the little dice. That's right.
Does Origo have anything?
I have my arcane focus, that little spherical thing there, like what I use to cast my magic.
Right. Yeah, I just
Oh, that's
forgot to
cool.
mention that in the PC creation. I want to make sure everybody had one. Okay.
Okay, I'm rolling the d6 for reducing. So I am back to 1 insanity, I think.
Okay. And you put your quirk in, so you're good there. Anybody else wanted to do that or no?
I can't think
No,
of a
I'll keep.
word right now.
I'll keep the one insanity. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's see.
Excuse me, character.
I like her. I like her a lot. No,
Everybody give yourself 0.4 for your level, so you'll have 1.4. I'm going to do every session you'll gain 0.4. And then as you cross over, like if you get to 2.2, that's when you get to level 2.